Good evening, everyone. From Miami Trace, along with Dennis Allen. I'm Alan. Dennis Allen.
Yeah, you got it right.
I got it right first time. Even if I'm
Off to a
Randy
good
Young,
start.
the sports guru. Well, I had Alan Dennis written down. I know that wasn't right. Welcome into history making, first ever, as far as we know, a Facebook worldwide broadcast of the Miami Trace Washington Courthouse football game. Now, we've had things within the radio station we was working there, World Wide Web and things like that. But this is actually where people can actually see what's going on at the game tonight, as well as the description. So we hope that folks will enjoy this broadcast. Now, the Miami Trace band, as you see, is moving this way. And before we kind of get into too much information, talking about the contest, we'd like to remind you and thank our fine sponsors who have been with us throughout the fall sports season and will be with us through the winter sports season, which starts right after the Thanksgiving holiday. The Merchants National Bank, the Fayette County Prevention Coalition, Summers Funeral Home, Great Oaks Career Campuses, M&M Turf and Fastener, Leella Lanes and More Pizzeria, the Fayette County Public Health Department, Jim Van Dyke Automotive Center, and of course our halftime guest and host is the Kirk's Furniture in New Holland, who will help present this halftime again this year with the soccer, basketball, and the football games. Well, it's been quite a busy night here already. As Dennis, my goodness, I've seen a lot of senior nights, but I think it's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, no doubt in my mind. There had to be at least 60 or 70, which when you think about, the normal for the student bodies for most of these schools, that's around the 6 or 7%.
As a lot of kids were recognized, but right now here's the national anthem from the Miami Trace marching band. Playing of the national anthem by the Miami Trace Marching Band. Once again, along with Dennis Allen and David and Myra Wooliver here at Miami Trace at the Tony's Welding and Fabrication Stadium. Want to make sure we get all the correct sponsors' names in here and everything. Plug. First of all, this is a contest that, of course, over the years has been played. This will be the 51st meeting between these two schools. Of course, Miami Trace still has an advantage, but here lately, Washington Courthouse has been able to play some very good football. In fact, the first time ever in this series for Courthouse, they've won the last 3 games, and they're going for number 4. And, of course, the team that wins this game will be presented the Epifano McDonald's Fayette County Trophy, and that would be tomorrow morning at 8:30 at the McDonald's in Jeffersonville. And, of course, I'll be hosting that program on the McDonald's Fayette County, Ohio page, in case you want to tune into that, or if you want to come on up and take pictures. Public is invited to do so. Our goal is to have pictures taken around 9 to 9:10 a.m. Get everybody on the road by 9:15, but again, we'll be on the air tomorrow at 8:30. All right, let's talk a little bit about this contest. Come into this game, Washington Courthouse is having a pretty decent season. They're 6-3 overall. They're number 10 in the region. Miami Trace really has kind of shot themselves in the foot here. They were getting off to a very good 5-2 start. And they also were in the teens, but back-to-back losses has really dropped them as far as the computer rankings, so they know they're not going to have a shot at the playoffs, but they still would have a chance for a winning record with right now coming in this game at 5-4.
No doubt about it. The fact that they're coming in here, they're getting outscored the last 2 games, 71-22. It's been mistake after mistake, and as long as they can play their style of football, they should be fine tonight.
Well, this will be our second time that we've seen them. We saw them earlier this season against Wilmington, and they jumped down, I believe, to like a 14-0 lead in that contest, Dennis. And then Wilmington saw some spots in that secondary and really took advantage of it and was able to come out with the win. Wilmington and Washington Courthouse we saw a few weeks later, and it was kind of a little different kind of game. Wilmington kind of jumped and took advantage early in the game. Courthouse they hurt themselves with fumbles and mistakes, and Wilmington was able to take advantage of it because they had the speed. The thing is, Courthouse has got speed too. I think, in all honesty, this morning when folks woke up and it was very, very cold, and, it was like, is it going to rain? Is it going to snow? Whatever. People might have been a little bit concerned about what the game was going to be like as far as weather. But everybody's got to remember, this is our official turf, so that really shouldn't have any factor on it.
Not to mention the big thing that everyone should have been afraid of is after the massive wind that came in yesterday, that could have had an effect on special teams, The rain, the sleet, the snow, that's not that bad, but that wind yesterday, if they would have played the game yesterday, would have had a tremendous effect on the kicking game and the strategies of everyone when it comes to fourth down territory.
I know that I read a story where the Hartley played last night against the Sales, and the people said that with strong winds up to around 40 to 50 miles per hour, the Sales about ruined 40% of their offense because they like to throw the ball. And basically, I think there was like 6 passes total in the game that was even attempted because everybody was afraid to put the ball in the air because they didn't know where it was going to land. But tonight, both these teams have a good mixture. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball. But before we talk about that, let's talk about this game here. This is a rivalry game, week number 10. When the league was reformed, they played the last week of the season was part of the deal when they had the SUL in 2003, and the teams kind of went back up against each other after a 10 years absence. And now, even though it's the Frontier Athletic Conference, they kind of kept that same step in. But let me ask you, what is the difference maybe of a rivalry game compared to maybe a regular season game?
Well, the fact of the matter is the close proximity between these two schools in particular goes more than above the whole conference or the FAC thing. Because you got to remember, a lot of these kids, they probably grew up together, between families moving in and out, and the fact that, when you would go out to the local YMCA, you might make some friends playing some pickup basketball. A lot of these people have played sports with one another from the time that they were 5 years old up until now. That heightens it a lot. And the fact that they always play in the last game of the year for the last 16 years?
Yes, yeah, this will be 17 years, yeah.
That right there puts so much more pressure on both teams to perform, because you never know when, in Courthouse's case, they need a lot of help, but there's always that postseason thought. But other than that, it's a rivalry game, it's a conference game. That's always
it's bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe they'll go to church on Sunday and said, we beat you, and you're going to have to wait 365 days to get your chance again. Well, let's look at Washington Courthouse. There's a team, as we mentioned, they're 6-3. I was really surprised when I started going through the statistics yesterday and today. In all honesty, Washington Courthouse has only outscored Miami Trace by a total of 2 points.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. It's not a typical Washington Courthouse team, I think, this year.
Normally, you see a lot of Courthouse teams that end up having to get into shootouts with teams just because their defense sometimes cannot stack up. But the fact of the matter is, you're looking at an 110-point differential this year for Washington Courthouse on the field. 263 points to 153 points. That is astounding and an exceptional credit to their defensive coordinator. Now, as far as the defense, they just have to keep their status quo tonight, and they should be in good hands.
Coming into the contest, basically, as you mentioned, only about 100-some difference. You look at the last couple years under Coach Williamson. Last year there was a difference of 130-some points. The year before that, when they had a 5-5 season, there was only a difference of around 30-some points. But they still were giving up 29 points a game. And then, of course, this first year, they were a difference there of minus 13. Still 7-3, but they take out those big losses to Clinton Massey, Wilmington and Clinton Massey and Chillicothe that year, and they had some pretty decent statistics. So, like you mentioned, defensively, Washington Courthouse the last couple of years, it's not been really known for the defense. Like you said, it's been kind of a shootout. So this year has been a very, very pleasant surprise. 2 shutouts in one season. I think that's the first time that's happened in, I'd say, 6 to 8 years.
And you're looking at, in a 5-game sample size, you pick 5 of their 9 games they've already played. They've allowed a total of 28 points in those 5 games.
Wow. Now we look at Miami Trace, meanwhile, and they too, with a 5-4 record, have not played all that bad. They have been able to show that they can score some points. I'd take the magic number of 30, because both of them are close to 30 points a game averaging. And Washington Courthouse, when they give up 30 points this year, they're 0-3, but when they score 30 points or more, they're 4-0.
Yeah.
Miami Trace, if they give up 30 points, they're 0-3, but when they score 30 points or more, they're 4-0. So the question is, it may not necessarily be offense. It may come down to the defensive battle, which is maybe a little unusual for folks.
And to be honest, when it's this cold outside, this is the first time these guys have had to practice in, sub 50-degree temperatures all year. I mean, it hasn't really been cold until this week. So now you're looking at it as, or do these guys have the fortitude on offense to keep moving and keep pressing? I think the temperature will keep the score down tonight. Should be exciting no matter what.
Well, this is taking on almost a small college atmosphere here with the scoreboard and the loud music and everything getting all excited here as the Blue Lions, as you've seen, have already come onto the field. And as we look to our left, we now see the Miami Trace Panthers. And Dalton Mayer will lead the team onto the field as Miami Trace and Washington Courthouse. It's the 51st meeting between the two schools of Fayette County. The winner gets the Fayette County Trophy, sponsored by Epifon McDonald's. And we'll have the first half play-by-play in 30 seconds here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
The Fayette County Prevention Coalition needs you. We are growing and breaking free of our boundaries, leading out loud and stepping into a new nation. But there is always room for more hands and hearts. If you or anyone you know has been affected by substance abuse, whether it's alcohol, drugs, tobacco, vaping, or anything else, we want to talk to you. Come join us and see what we're all about. With your unique perspectives, the Fayette County Prevention Coalition can not only aim for the stars, we can reach them. Call Chuck at 740-335-7282.
In case you're just now tuning in, thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV. I'm Randy Young, your play-by-play announcer. Dennis Allen will be on color analysis, and the Bull Evers will be making sure that we stay on the air. That's their main job. And we'll do our job, and hopefully the folks at home will enjoy the broadcast. Don't forget, during the game, hey, drop a line, say, hey, we're listening from so-and-so. Look, we know there are going to be a lot of alumni across the world going to be listening for this game, but you actually get to see it on Facebook, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'll look at some of those places throughout the game. Well, we're about ready to get this one started, and it looks like Grant Huline will get ready to kick it off for the Blue Lions. Of course, Grant was one of the honorees on the soccer team here recently, and he has started to find his groove a little bit on the PAT kicking. He really struggled at the start, but he's been able to cash in on some here lately. But his kickoff has going to be a big factor tonight, as you don't want to give Miami Trace excellent field position to start things off. Josh Gilmore, number 9, is back, as well as Matthew Haddix, number 5. Mason Snow, number 7, also a short man. Washington Courthouse has shown a couple times this year they don't have a problem going an onside kick, so you got to keep that in the back of your mind as well. But the place is starting to pack up. The fans are ready. We hope you're ready. We're ready, and here we go. And this one is kicked off, and it will be caught at the 19-yard line by Gilmore. He goes around the right end. He's across midfield, and he's finally brought down to the Blue Lions at the 38-yard line. So an excellent return by Josh Gilmore gives Miami Trace excellent field position to start this one off. I told the guys before the game, I said, I just have this feeling we're going to see a kickoff return for a touchdown tonight. That didn't get there, but that was a good start.
No doubt about it. He exploded through the hole they created. And nice wedge by that Miami Trace coverage team, too.
Dalton Mayer will be the quarterback. He's thrown for almost 800-plus yards in the backfield. Jaden LeBeau, who was nicked a little bit last week against Chillicothe, he's back in the game. He's rushed for almost 1,200 yards this season. And Mayer will hand it to the short man through the line. And that'll be Austin Carpenter, who's been getting a lot of playing time lately. He averages about he has about close to 300 yards. And he will pick up a couple yards on that play. And he'll bring up a second and about an 8. So 2-yard pickup there by Carpenter. And I think that's really a big key for Miami Trace, is getting that fullback in the offense. That opens up things for LeBeau. Shotgun formation once again by Coach Jerry Williams' squad. Mayer with the signal. Hands off, right up the middle, and a twist, and coming down and getting the pickup was Caden Swissler. So Swissler will pick up several yards. So Swissler picking up some yardage. I'll bring up a third and about 4. Ball at the 32-yard line. Looks like Garrett Smith, 22 in. And they go to the right side, and the Blue Lions close the gap quickly, coming up with it for the Blue Lions, and making a nice stop on that right side was Chase Suter, and they'll be short of the first down, and that will bring it up 4th and 6. So he lost a couple yards on that play. Ball is at the 34-yard line, so the Panthers deciding they're going to go for it.
And this is what Courthouse has been doing all year, you know. If you're going to give up the big play, make sure you come back and pop him right back in the mouth.
High formation. Mayer again. Snap, fake handoff. Pressure being pulled on by Suter. And going on Mayer, and he quickly will get it out of bounds before coming up, and forcing him out of bounds was number 21, Miguel Flaherty, a 5'8" senior. First down by Mayer. Yes, he picked up about 9-yard line? 9 yards on that. They'll make it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. So 4 plays for Miami Trace in the opening moments as we're under the 10-minute mark here in the first quarter. And Mayer will keep it. Now he does a quick pass in and out of the hands, as that was to Miami Trace's Matthew Haddix. A little hesitation there by Mayer.
Yeah, it looks like he actually could have gotten maybe a yard or 2 if he would have kept a hold of it, but he thought maybe the drop-off pass was the right way to go. It looked like there might have been a little bit of miscommunication. I don't think that Haddix expected the ball to come his way.
And Jaden LeBeau is standing on the sideline. I think he was in the first play, and that was it. Maybe they're going to try to make sure he stays all right. Pass, and it's intercepted by Washington Courthouse, and then fumbled, and Miami Trace picks it right back up. Coming down with an interception was Washington Courthouse's Trevon Jackson at about the 18-yard line. And as he started to go upfield, reaching around from behind and knocking it loose, and Miami Trace recovers. So now the officials are going to talk and see if he actually had possession of the ball.
I mean, it's hard to say. If you're going 2 steps in a football move, I don't think he did.
Yep, they're going to give it back. Say Miami Trace did get it back on the fumble. So an interception, and then a fumble, and Trace gets it back.
And luckily for them, a new set of downs.
Yes, 1st and 10. Ball will be at the 19-yard line. Trace on their side of the field, driving. Wow. Now they're telling the guys on the chain gang to move her down a little bit, don't they? Yeah, I'm going to say they still had third down there. You got to give them the first down.
It was technically a change of possession.
Yeah, it was change of possession there, so yeah, that definitely is a first down. So
they're not really sure. They're not used to seeing that play. You got to remember.
Well, that's true. I don't think anybody's used to seeing that. Blue line showing blitz. Mayer rolls to his right. We got some whistling here.
Looks like it might have been encroachment or neutral zone infraction there.
Yeah, he's pointing toward Miami Trace.
And then maybe they got him scared.
Yeah, somebody might have fitched when he looked up and saw a couple blue lions, especially the linebackers, coming at him. 5-yard penalty on Miami Trace. That'll be their first penalty of the game. Clock's at 9:22. Miami Trace the ball back now at their 24-yard line. An unusual start, this battle of Fayette County. The winner gets the Epifana McDonald's Fayette County Trophy, officially tomorrow morning at 8:30 at the Jeffersonville McDonald's. There's the snap. Mayer. And alone, and there is a pass, and he drops it. Can you believe that? And now Mayer is going to be hollering for pass interference. But I don't think he's going to get it. And
I think it had to have happened before the ball was even thrown, considering he had about 10-15 yards over him.
That was attempted to Brayton Cooper Smith. I mean, my friends, he was all alone. You know, Dave Oliver could have caught that pass. He was that wide open. And it goes right through his hands. Wow. So once again, with LeBeau on the sideline, Mayer is having to throw the ball maybe a little bit more than they want. He keeps it, comes to the left, and he'll be brought down and tackled. And bringing him down is Washington Courthouse's Collier Brown, one of the captains for the Blue Lions. That'll bring up a second down situation. Check out, make a third down situation.
Yeah, third down and 14 on that. A wild first 3 minutes, huh?
I do like the yellow shoes. Mr. Robinette here on the left. Mayer rolls to his right. There goes the pass again. It's over the shoulder, and this time it's caught. Touchdown, and that will be a 23-yard touchdown pass. And I believe that is, trying to pick up the number here. I believe that's Cooper Smith who dropped the pass the last time, I believe. No, Joshua Gilmore.
Yeah, that's Gilmore.
Joshua Gilmore, number 9, caught it. 9 and 8 look the same here. So Joshua Gilmore with the touchdown catch. And that will bring a PAT attempt coming up for the Panthers, Mr. Shoemaker. There's the snap, there's the kick, it's up, and it is good. So after back-to-back turnovers, Miami Trace takes advantage, even with a drop pass, and they get on the scoreboard. 8:36 left in the first period of play. Our score, it's Miami Trace 7, Blue Lions zip. You're listening to High School Football, history-making broadcast live on Facebook on WCHC TV.
Great Oaks Career Campuses is the first choice in this area in providing career training to empower youth and adults. Great Oaks has 4 campuses located in southwestern Ohio that offers specialized career and technical education to high school students and adults. For full details, check out the Great Oaks webpage at www.greatoaks.com or visit their Laurel Oaks campus in Wilmington or call 800-752-5480.
We're back here. Interesting first series of play, to say the least. Can you echo and agree with that?
It's not very often that you see the 2 turnover in 1 play scenario.
No.
I think I can count on my 2 hands the number of times I've actually watched it on television in football, let alone live.
Jerome Mack and Trevon Jackson back for Washington Courthouse. And it goes to Jackson through his hands. It's going back. He picks it up at about the 1. And now he's struggling, and the Panthers are covering. And they are going to make sure he gets no further than around the And they're going to say he's forward motion at about the 14. I have to say, the Panthers seem like they're come to play. I mean, we haven't seen Courthouse yet, but still.
Well, it's sort of odd, you know, if you look at their home record so far this year, Miami Trace is actually 2-3, I do believe, which, and Courthouse is 3-1 away, but it looks as though this massive crowd for Trace has really put a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, they're pumped, they're ready to go. Let's see now what the Blue Lions do. And, of course, Ethan Rogers-Wright will be starting, the junior at quarterback. Courthouse only had 10 players on the field. And there's the snap. Young man got in just in time. They're going for it all the way down the right side. There's the throw, and it looks like it's going to be a fight for the ball. It's intercepted, and the officials are going to say, is it caught or intercepted? They're going to give it to Courthouse. Garrett Leisure will come down with it. Leisure was battling Mason Snow at midfield. They both were fighting for the ball, and the official waited till he basically said, okay, which one of you is coming up with the possession?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do in high school.
A 37-yard pass to start things off for Washington Courthouse.
I mean, I know we got a lot of camera crews here, but I don't think they have anyone up in New York that can ask for a review, you know? Great effort by both players. So.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful pass, too.
Especially having to run and get someone else on the field right there.
Yes. There's the snap. Keeper. And no go for Mr. Wright. He did not find any room on the right side, and coming up and getting the tackle, like Luke Anders with the tackle. Brings up second and about 11. Now a little pitch to the man in motion. Eli Lynch. Eli around the left side, 45, 40, and he will be forced out of bounds at the Blue Lion 34-yard line. So pick up of about, they're going to make it the 36-yard line. So give him a 14-yard pickup. So Eli Lynch has already got the single season school record for yardage and catching. That time he used his legs to pick up a big first down. We got triplets now on the right side as the Blue Lions, after giving up that first touchdown, are marching down the field to tie this one up quickly. There's the handoff. McCain around the right side, and he will get it down to around the 30-yard line. So pick up there of around 6. So McCain, I believe it said, had the ball.
Come on, D. Tighten up. Go.
7 minutes left here in the first period of play. Until the fans around us are getting into this bad boy.
I think the defense needs to tighten up.
4 players right side. There's the pass. It goes over, and a short gain there by Jeremy Mack. Maybe 3 yards, and that's being generous. They'll bring up a third down and a short 2. So 6.5 minutes left here in the first period of play. In case you're just tuning in, the Panthers scored first. There was back-to-back turnovers on one possession. Courthouse intercepted, fumbled the ball right back, and then Trace scored, and now Blue Lions are moving down the field. Ball inside their 30. Going for the first down. Little crisscross play, and there he goes. Touchdown. 26-yard line. So Jason came with a 26-yard TD run.
We got ourselves a ball game.
You think? So touchdown there by Jamie, who's the team's leading rusher. 650 yards coming into the contest. That is his 7th touchdown rushing of the season. So Coach Chuck Williamson says, we gave up some points. Let's just go right down and do it again for us. So now we have a flag, and it's going to be against the Blue Lions, I think. They're pointing toward the Blue Lions. I'm not sure exactly what it is. They're talking to Coach Williams first.
It's like some sort of personal foul.
So the conversation going on. 6:04 left here in the first period of play. And I think they're basically giving Coach Williams his options as to decide what he wants to do here. If he wants to take it on the PAT or possibly take it on the kickoff. Now we have another official joining in on the conference. Reminder that Doug Marine Motors reminds you that if you're looking for a vehicle, check out the one and only internet site that you'll need, DougMarineMotors.net. They're open 24/7. There's no pressure selling, and it gives you all the information you'll need. DougMarineMotors.net.
I'm not sure if that hand motion the referee just made is an official yet.
Whatever it is, it's going back 15 yards. Going back to about the 13-yard line. So they'll try the extra point from about 10 yards further. This is going to make it like almost a long field goal attempt. So where he kicks it, it's going to be, 35 yards. That's a long PAT. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's blocked by Miami Trace. And they recover it. So Kuwine's PAT is blocked. And we got timeout on the field. Our score, Miami Trace 7, Washington Courthouse 6. 6:04 left in the first period. You're listening to the Battle of Fayette County. The Black and Blue on Facebook Live, WCHC TV. Merchants National Bank of Washington Courthouse knows that each of us have very busy lives and schedules. They're working for you to help simplify your life with services that can make your banking experiences easier, quicker, and more trouble-free. Like the ability to mobile deposit from your phone, text alerts of any suspicious activities to your account, more ATM machine accessibilities, and more. Stop by their Washington Courthouse office at 128 South North Street or call for an appointment at 740-335-1331. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. The Merchants National Bank. Well, if we ever decided to do a first ever Fayette County battle, well, at least the first half of the first period, it's lived up to all those that might hopefully be viewing in.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, an interception, a fumble, and now a blocked PAT. Lots of things going on.
Yeah,
already.
and we, a fight, was it reception or was it another interception? So, yeah, that's kind of lived up to its billing, to say the least, and we're still just 6 minutes into the first period of play. All right, we get ready now. Kuwine will kick it off for the Blue Lions. And this one will be at about the 14-yard line. And coming down with it for Miami Trace will be Matthew Haddix. And once again, Miami Trace will have excellent field position, bringing the ball out to around the
46.
46. These officials taking forever to get the ball to the right location. There, they finally put it down. No, they're going to put it back. They're going to put it back to 43. So first and 10 at the 43-yard line. All right. And I'm still looking on the sideline, and I do not see LeBeau in the game. I think they're going to have to keep him out for a while. Again, he had concussion last week, they said, and when we sent an email to Coach Williams today, he said, I asked him, was there any injuries and stuff? He said everybody's okay, and he did carry the ball the first possession, and then he came out, and so now we have a conference by Coach Williams with his team. While he's doing that, we're looking down on the field, and Athletic Director Aaron Hammond is talking to one of the officials, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Just all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
Halftime, we'll update you with stats. We will carry both bands. Getting a lot of requests. Please carry the bands for halftime, so we will pick up a couple songs, and we'll keep things going here during the halftime show presented by Kirk's Furniture in New Holland. Basketball, believe it or not, will get started, 4 weeks from tonight, the Friday after Thanksgiving. We got a game on Friday night. We got a game on Saturday night. In fact, we'll be out here at Miami Trace on Friday night and at Courthouse on Saturday. So we get a few weeks break. Mayer goes back to pass. Now decides he's going to pull it in, runs down, and he quickly gets down on the ground.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, he saw Collier Brown coming at him and says, I don't think I'm going to try to take you on one-on-one. So a pick up there about 3 yards. So a pick up of 3 there by Mayer. Again, who's probably going to have to end up carrying the ball most of the time, especially if LeBeau's not going to be able to play that much in this contest.
Or they're going to have to start getting a little bit tricky with some end-arounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, I mean, they have playmakers on either end, you know?
Yep.
We've already seen what Gilmore can do with the ball in his hand.
Mayer has ran it 57 times coming into the game. Whoa, quick opening, and guess who's in there?
Oh.
Mr. LeBeau, a 3, the 20, the 15, down to the 14. Well, we talked about we didn't know if LeBeau's going to play anymore. We sneak him in. I didn't see him coming back in. And all he does is rip off a big gainer there. A pickup, let me see, 31, 36, 37 yards for Mr. LeBeau.
Actually, that's a 40-yarder. They were back at the 46 on that one.
Oh, okay, 40 yards. You keep the stats, friends. You know, whatever you say, I'll go with you. So it's 1st and 10. Ball at the Miami Trace. 14. LeBeau stays in. Now it's up the middle. He's going to wear him down a little bit. He's down the middle. Blue Lions tackling. Up. Blue Lions thought they recovered a loose ball, but LeBeau was on the ground. Official quickly came in to make the call. So LeBeau, who had one play in the first drive, didn't start the second drive, has now carried the ball twice and has put Miami Trace in possession here as they're inside the 10-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on that play. Brings up 2nd and 4 inside the 10. Goes in motion, okay. Now Mayer will roll, and LeBeau's on his knees, and there's the throw, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And we got a late flag, and we've got LeBeau on his knee. Oh boy. And Jaden LeBeau is holding his head, and this is not good, my friends. LeBeau is holding his head. He went to the ground quickly, and he's holding his head. And boy, you hope he has not gotten re-injured there. He's slowly coming off the field. Meanwhile, Blue Lions with interception, but we got a couple flags here. We're going to see what is going to be called here by the official. So, wow. Official will announce what's happening here. Illegal receiver from Miami Trace downfield. And we got pass interference. On Trace. So Washington Courthouse will get the ball back after the interception in the end zone. And I'm not going to lie to you, I did not catch the number of who intercepted for Courthouse because I was watching LeBeau bending down on the field.
I caught the number, and we do not have that number.
What number do you have?
21.
Yes.
Oh, you do have it?
Yeah, Miguel
Oh, that's
Flettery.
right, yeah.
So Flettery with the interception in the end zone.
I know why I got confused.
Yeah, you was looking at the wrong roster, my friend.
Well, not to mention I had him at number 2.
Oh.
Because they have him at number 2 as well.
Well, that's right.
Just twice. Well, I'll just put a 1 by him, and that's all she wrote.
Well, they got him twice on our roster. So maybe that's what's throwing him. Maybe it's not the Flettery. I don't know. We'll have to find out during halftime, okay?
Maybe he's a duplicate.
Yeah. So Blue Lions with their interception, their second of the game, And now they're going to go for it again, down and ball.
Yeah,
We got another interference
That
call.
has to be interference.
We've got 2 flags being thrown as the attempted pass to Jeremy Mack on the left side.
I mean, a lot of these calls have been judgment calls, but you saw the arm draped across the elbow about a split second before that ball got there. I feel like that's a no-brainer for the referees to call on the field.
So I'm not sure why the one official's walking the ball all the way back here. Oh, he's going to give it to the head guy. So, of course, in high school, you don't get it at where the infraction occurs. It's a 10-yard penalty. So it's 1st and 10. Ball will be at the 35-yard line. Okay? Check out, make it a 15-yard penalty. Now there's a handoff. Kane with the ball. And no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down. 3:43 left in the first period. 7-6 score. Blue Lions with 2 turnovers. Again, though, if you're a Panther fan, the big story is LeBeau getting a couple carries and then going down on the field on his knees, holding his head. And we'll have to keep an eye on, see if he's even going to be able to get back in the game. Don't want to risk an injury to this young man. He's got several years to go. Now rolling out to the right. Rogers White and throws it. It wasn't even close. Kind of grounded it a little bit to Callum Brown.
Well, of course, he was outside the tackle box, so he probably just figured it was the safest bet at that point.
Throw it away. Bring up 2nd down, and we got a flag way over on the other side now, Dennis, and let's see what that's going to be called. I hate these games where the officials take over. Just let them play. Looks like it's going to be another illegal receiver downfield, possibly. Now, I think they're going to decline it, I think. Yep. So it was an illegal receiver downfield for
probably to keep from having to loss him down.
Intentional grounding. Intentional grounding, illegal, and he'll lose a down. So I was right. We said it would be an intentional grounding. It was. So,
I didn't realize that they didn't have the outside the tackle box rule.
So they lose a down, so that's a penalty. That's a 10-yard penalty, and loss of down, so that will bring up now, make 3rd down. And forever. Blue Lions have got to get to the 45 to pick up a 1st down. So there's the snap. Rogers White looking downfield, and he goes over the middle, overthrows his attempted receiver, Callum Brown, and almost picked off by Miami Trace. Andrew Moore almost got a hand on it. 3:02 left here in the first period. So Courthouse will, after the turnover in the end zone with the interception, really can't do too much with it. In fact, he kind of hurt themselves a little bit with the big penalty, and they will have to punt the ball. Caden Swissler, number 21 for Miami Trace, back around midfield to receive the punt. And the ball's up in the air by Tyler Thatcher. Thatcher will punt it, and the ball's grounded by Courthouse, and it will be at the Washington Courthouse 41-yard line. So the Blue Lions on that possession there really couldn't do anything with it.
I mean, especially with all the flags coming out, once you're not able to put the product on the field, you can't be shooting yourself in the foot like that. Hopefully it's not an issue going forward. And it looks as though, it looks like LeBeau's coming back out on the field.
It is, isn't it? So, wow.
Thank goodness he's not hurt.
Yeah.
Or at least seriously.
So, LeBeau is back in the game. Mayer to LeBeau. He goes right into the waiting arms of Washington Courthouse on that right side and welcoming him in and saying, hey, what's going on, LeBeau? That, of course, was Cassius Howland. another senior member for the Blue Lions. So he picked up about a yard. Give him a yard credit on that one. 2.5 minutes left here in the first period of play. Again, if wherever you're listening to, maybe drop us a little line saying, hey, guys, we're listening to you in this state or this city or whatever. We'd love to see where folks are listening to us tonight on the History Making Facebook broadcast here on WCHC Facebook Live. There's the snap, goes to the keeper, Mayer. Now pitches it LeBeau around the left end. He's pushed out of bounds by Dezier. And he's pushed out around the 47, 48 yard line. Still be short of first down by about 4. So Mayer again using the option play to the weak side toward the Panther bench. As we now hit the 2:01 mark. As the clock stopped, because LeBeau was forced out of bounds. Blue Lions set up. LeBeau sees an opening on that right side of the line, puts his head down, and he's going to be close.
Looks like he's just going to be a hair short.
And with they mark it short of the midfield, Dennis, looks like it's going to be 4th and about 2. All right, you're Coach Williams. You're up 7-6, and they're going to go for it. Oh, my. Not going to punt the ball. He's going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, I guess they don't really have it tomorrow. Might as well pull out all the stops today.
I guess. Got a feeling LeBeau may get the ball. Of course. Left side, he more than got it. Oh, my goodness. He picked up enough yardage and then some. He only needed about 1.5 years, and he picked up 6. And now in Panther territory, they're going to mark it just at the 46-yard line. So, 6-yard pickup there by LeBeau as the clock runs to minute 17.
South Carolina.
What?
Watching from New Jersey and South Carolina.
Oh, Washington and South Carolina? Great, thank you. Send us more.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I love hearing that. All right. As we're down to under a minute, Trace on the drive. They're up 7-6. LeBeau again. They're just. No, it's covered by Mayer. What a fake. He's down middle of the field. 40, 10, 5. Touchdown. Dalton Mayer with a beautiful fake handoff to LeBeau. He kept the ball and cut right up the middle. 46-yard TD run. Dalton Mayer. He faked everybody out, including me. That was an unbelievable handoff. I swear, I thought LeBeau had the ball in his hands. But when you got a back like that, you can do that. You know, you can act like you're going to hand off and keep it. Because your chances are defensively, you're going to think LeBeau's got the ball. But Mayer showed some speed there. 46-yard, there's the PAT, it's up, and it is good.
And a shout-out to that Miami Trace offensive line. They've been playing very, very well.
So with the PAT, our score now, it's Miami Trace 14, Washington Courthouse 6. You're listening to High School Football on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
When Summers Funeral Home opened to serve this area in 1991, one of their top promises was to each family that they served to provide thoughtful, caring, and respectful service to those in pain from the loss of a loved one. Terry Summers and his family and staff continue to promise to continue to put your family needs first with the utmost professional care that they can provide. In your time of need, remember the Summers Funeral Home, 223 West Market Street in Washington Courthouse, or call 740-335-6078.
Well, we're back here after the 46-yard touchdown run by Dalton Mayer. That is the beauty of having an option quarterback, isn't it?
No doubt about it. I mean, not to mention you have to have the offensive line that's able to get you the blocks and the back that you know is always going to be a threat. Makes that dual threat quarterback that much more explosive.
So Dalton has thrown for a touchdown, has ran for a touchdown, so he's padding his stats a little bit. And a long kick, and it goes all the way through the end zone, and Courthouse will take over at the 40. Who'd you say again? What states?
Florida.
Texas and Florida's checked in as well. So we got Texas, we got Florida, we got South Carolina, we got Washington, and New Jersey.
And Grove City.
And Grove City. All right, way to go.
That's another world there.
And they'd probably say, yes, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Love going visiting Grove City, though, especially those lines of restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Washington Courthouse with the ball. 42 seconds left. This has lived up to its billing. 14-6, Miami Trace with the lead.
No doubt about it, and both teams are pulling out all the stops. They know that it's the last game of the regular season. They know it's a rivalry. You might as well put up or shut up.
That's right. And we're going to have a late whistle, and we may have a delay of game. No, we're going to have a timeout. So Washington Courthouse will call a timeout here in the first period of play. Even though the official back here, I think, threw the flag.
Yeah.
Let's see if they give him the timeout or not.
Well, the scoreboard is saying flag on the field.
Well,
but that looks as though it's getting picked up.
Yeah. We can tell you that high school basketball coverage starts, I guess it's 4 weeks from tonight.
November 29th?
Yeah, I guess it's 5 weeks, isn't it? Whatever. Anyway, we know that we'll enjoy our Thanksgiving Day and all the ball games and family and all that, and then we're back to work on Friday and Saturday night. Back-to-back games. Miami Trace on Friday night. And we're looking forward to doing a basketball broadcast over there. And then Saturday night we'll be in town for the Blue Lions. So we hope you join us. We'll be announcing our official winter sports schedule next week, toward the end of next week. We've got 1 or 2 dates we're still trying to figure out a little bit. Once we get those, we will announce those to you and post those on our Facebook page and also on our web page as well, Fayette Cam, F-A-Y-C-A-M. Pass down the left side, ball's knocked loose. As the pass is intended, do we have a pass interference?
I don't think he's getting that one.
Nope, he was calling for it.
Well, you're always going to call for it, you know.
Eli Lynch, he knows he's going to be, well, I don't know. I see a flag right here.
Wow.
Is that a flag? So it looks like Courthouse may get that pass interference after all.
Yeah, they're putting it at the 35.
So a pass interference call against Miami Trace. Is that their second one of the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one was obvious, and this one I just didn't see it. You know, it looked as though it was consequential contact.
Absolutely.
You know?
So a penalty on the Panthers, give Washington Courthouse the ball at the Panther 35. 36 seconds left. There's the snap. Jamie Kane again, left side. And he will pick up a couple of yards on the play.
Phoenix,
Arizona now. All right. And Toledo. We're a year earlier and it starts to sound like an electoral map here. What states to be won, you know? So that's what, 6 states and 2 towns here in Ohio that's checked in with us. So that's good.
Just need another country now.
Yeah. And the time will tick off and we go in the first period of play. Hey, wherever you're listening to, keep dropping us a line. We'd love to hear from you. But after 1, our score, it's Miami Trace 14, Washington Courthouse 6. You're listening to History Making, a live Facebook broadcast. Miami Trace, Washington Courthouse on Facebook Live, WCHC.
With fruit and vegetables coming out of the garden, now's the time to come to Kirk's Furniture for your next General Electric major appliances. We have a complete full line of refrigerators, side-by-sides, bottom freezers, or the French door models, chest freezers or upright freezers available in all sizes. Stop by this week and see our complete selection of General Electric products. That's at Kirk's Furniture in New Holland, your independent General Electric dealer since 1935. Free delivery and setup in our trading area. We service what we sell.
And we're back here at the Tony's Welding and Fabrication Stadium. Good crowd on hand tonight, even though it's a cold one. Hey, it is Washington Courthouse, Miami Trace.
Abby Pettit from Miami University in Oxford.
All right, thank you very much. Just drop them in when you get them, bud. Here we go. Washington Courthouse begin the second period. A little pitch to the left side. Jamie McCain across the 45 into Trace territory as he gets across midfield. So he'll pick up, what do we think?
About 14.
Okay. It's first down, as we always like to say. Or mark it back a little bit to a 48.
That's more like an 11-yard gain.
Okay. These officials, they just make us announcers look so bad. You think you got it figured out where they're going to mark the ball and then move it back.
Man, this job is so much easier when you have, a crystal clear professional production that you can just sit on your couch and drink a beer while watching. You think you can do it all then?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get ready to play this one. Balls roll to the right. Another hit. Fumble on the play, and Courthouse recovers.
Smart play. You're going to lose the yardage, but you can't lose possession.
Down to the 30, back to the 39 there. Loss of about, 8 on that play. Wait a minute. They're going to call that a pass. So they're going to say that was a pass attempt, and they're going to put it back at the original line of scrimmage. All right, well, we've seen something else tonight.
I'm not sure if I'm almost positive, but
that was a pitch back.
Jamie McCain was behind.
That was a pitch. He was behind him. If you're a Panther fan, you have every right to be upset with that one. You're blue line, you're going to say,
well, of course
we got a break on that one. All right, now another forward pass, and McCain gets down about the 44-yard line. Oh, my
Now, they might as well just call that a pitch, because that was obviously a forward pass, so now they're just going to reverse it.
Yes. So that brings up a third down, about 3. The main thing is just keep moving the ball however you can move the ball.
That's exactly what you got to do.
All right, Rogers White in the backfield. He's going to set up a screen and pass intended to Jamie McCain, who's been doing kind of the workhorse duties here on this drive. Pass was a little bit wide to the left of him, and it will go out of bounds and incomplete. We'll bring up now a fourth down play. And since the ball is past midfield, Blue Lions Chuck Williamson says, yeah, of course we're going to go for it. So let's see what they call and dial up on this offensive play. Lynch in motion. Now a little hit. This pitch to Lynch around the right side. We got a flag. He gets the first down. Then a late hit. I don't know if they're going to get that one or not. And they're going to call it against Washington Courthouse. See what the official's going to call here. Holding. Yeah, holding against Washington Courthouse. So that will be still a fourth down play. So they'll back it up. Trace will make a punt on the fourth down here. So a good call there. Goes by the wayside for Washington Courthouse. So the ball is backed all the way to the Trace 41. And Courthouse will have to punt. And again, there was a misplay on a pitch that really ended up being an attempted pass that the Blue Lions couldn't take advantage of. There's the kick, and letting it go will be Caden Swissler and
a great Courthouse roll.
Yeah, it's going to be inside the 5, down at the 4-yard line. So Miami Trace will take it over deep in the territory. Reminder that the vision at Courthouse Manor and St. Catherine's Manor of Washington Courthouse is to instill a family culture through world-class service with constant attention to infinite details. It's important that their residents feel like family. Tour their skilled nursing, rehabilitation, and assisted living facilities anytime and feel the comfort for yourself. Courthouse Manor and St. Catherine's Manor of Washington Courthouse, a tradition of caring. All right, so Miami Trace will now, this is the worst field position I think we've had first half, hasn't it?
Yes, it is. I don't think they've started anywhere behind their. Couldn't have been behind their own 38 all game.
So let's see what happens on this play as we get things started. About 10.5 minutes still left in the first half of play. Thanks for joining us here. And now we're going to have a quick whistle. And yet another timeout by Miami Trace, and I believe that's the second of the first half. So we'll just keep it right here. As a reminder that coming up at halftime, we're going to feature some of the band play. Getting a lot of folks asking about that, so hey, we'll try to keep you happy. Dennis will work on some stats. I'll try to get some score updates. They have an interview too.
Yeah, actually, one stat that I already have right now that I've calculated. In that first half, or in that first quarter even, Miami Trace had 114 yards of rushing offense.
Really?
Yeah. 59 yards from Dalton Mayer, 59 yards from LeBeau,
yep,
and another couple ancillary carries that I might have gotten 1 or 2 yards wrong on that, but still, very, very impressive, especially against what we really think is a stout Courthouse defense.
Absolutely. 14-6, in case you're just tuning in. Miami Trace with the lead, with the ball. 1st and 10, ball at their 4-yard line. And pressure being applied at Washington Courthouse. And once again, Garrett Leisure, I'll tell you, we've called his name quite a lot on defense tonight. As he comes up from the safety position and tackles the runner. That being Mason Snow. So a loss of 2 yards, and that makes it 2nd and 12. This is safety territory time here. Miami Trace is not careful.
Yeah, and I mean, the line's played very, very well. They just got to be able to find that hole and get through it. Just get yourself some breathing room, then you can worry about the pass play.
There's the fake.
Or you can do it now.
Or the slant. Do a little slant pattern. That's what you can do as the pass is completed to Joshua Gilmore. So Gilmore gets it out to the 16. Pick up of about, 13, 14 on that?
Yeah.
So that's first down on Trace. See, we don't. I don't think we good enough at these games. These guys, every time we think we got to play, figure they change it on us.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe they're listening to us and said, we'll make
yeah,
it look bad.
there you go.
I don't know. That's why they're down there. We're up here, I guess. They know what they're doing.
Well, that and age limits.
Yeah. And LeBeau, spin move, little stutter step, and he gets it across the 20 down to around the 25, now the 26. So pick up there of some major real estate. And it's going to be
about a 10-yard gain.
It looks like it should be a first down. The way they got the mark. Now they're going to have a measurement.
Bring it out.
Well, where the guy on the sidelines at, it looks like they're going to do a first down officially. The head rep's got to make sure he's under his pay, I guess. So 1st and 10, 11-yard pickup given to him there. You're keeping stats.
Yep.
Me and Dennis there. So LeBeau shaking off that little ding he got there in the first quarter. Has come back and he's played pretty well so far, knock on wood. 8.5 minutes left in the first, still 14-6, Panthers. Blitz coming up, and a play on the right side, a little draw play, and the Blue Lions smell that out beautifully. And almost the whole left side come up and tackle. And for Washington Courthouse, let's see here. Looks like it's going to be Chase Suter. We mentioned his name a couple times. And also Brandon Cubbage, a junior. So 43 and 45 in on that tackle. Under 8 minutes here in the first half of play. Again, 14-6. Miami Trace with the lead. Mayer again has been standing in that shotgun the entire game. Little pass out to the left flat, a little bit wide as the pass was intended to Mason Snow that time and out of his reach. So that'll bring up a third down. So 3rd and 10, ball at the 26-yard line. And even though the fans are bundled up, I'll be honest with you, Dennis, it's not that bad of a November 9 for football.
Not at all. I mean, it's actually sort of perfect, you know? This is always what you expect, that last week. Because this is actually the latest the Courthouse Trace game has happened since they started playing again. It was November 1st. So.
Right. They had a couple November 2nd dates back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Long pass, Mayer down. He's going long distance with it. And they overdialed as that one just goes over the head of Joshua Gilmore, his favorite receiver. And that'll bring up a 4th down. And I guess Coach Williams says, let's just go ahead and see if we can maybe sneak a long one here on him. But just overthrew him about 3 yards. And we will have a punt coming up now by Miami Trace.
I'd actually be quite happy that I overthrew that one. There were 2 Courthouse defenders all over Joshua Gilmore at that point, you know?
Yep.
It'd be different if he had a step on him, but if that ball was on the money, you could have had about 6 hands in that pot.
So the Panthers will get ready to punt. This one is high, and it's not very good at all. In fact, it lands at the 45-yard line. The line of scrimmage is a 27. That may be a net of 18 yards.
Yeah.
That was not a good punt.
I mean, whenever you're punting and leaving your opponent in your section of the field, definitely not ideal.
No. So Washington Courthouse will get real good field position to start this drive, except for the opening kickoff. It may be one of their best, if I remember correctly. 7:22 left here in the first half. They're going to place the ball at the 48-yard line. So the Courthouse 48-yard line is where we will have the play. As Blue Lions trailing by 8. Mack in motion, handoff. Kane up the middle, gets across the 45, down to around the 44-yard line. Give him a pickup of about 2 or 3. Checking, they're going to make it closer to 4-yard pickup. So make it a 2nd and long 6. Ethan Rogers right, started the entire game. There's the throw to Lynch. Little shake and bake move, and he's finally brought down out of bounds at about the 35. He may have picked up about another 3 or 4, but to be honest with you, that's all he needed. So 1st down there. That's more than that, wasn't it? It was close to 11
about
yards.
7.
Yeah. Okay, you say 7, huh? So we'll give it to him. 1st down. Oh, a delay. And here comes McCain, right side. Nice move. Breaks out to the outside. He's across the 30, 25, 20, 15, and he's tripped up just inside the 10-yard line by Miami Trace. Or he was going to be going all the way. But a good play there by Washington Courthouse on the delay. Draw play, what the old timers call it. Basically, they waited, and then Kane got the ball, broke around that right side, but Miami Trace was able to trip him up and force him out of bounds. So the 1st and 10. I thought he got inside the 10. I'll correct myself. It's inside the 15, so it's 1st and 10 at about the 13-yard line. Now pitch back to the left side to McCain. Nice little move there, and then tied him up and bring him down. There's a slew of Miami Trace players, including in that play was Austin Carpenter, number 35. Credit him with the tackle. So maybe no gain on the play.
That's about what it looked like to me. It looked like he got right back up to the line of scrimmage.
All right, so now we've got a 2nd down. They also flashed number 52, Caden Schultz, up on that play as well. There's Rogers trying to inbound. Pass almost picked off by Miami Trace. Swissler almost had a pick-off right there as Lynch was going outside and was supposed to go inside. And, well, Swissler went inside, and he wasn't supposed to go inside.
It's going to hurt not being able to have that one back because that was right in the breadbasket.
Yep. Brings up a third and a long 9. Blue Lions trying to get back and tie this one up before the half. Rogers wide again, a screen and right in now the hands of McCain, and he's holding his head like, how in the world could I not caught that one? So that will bring up a 4th down play. And now it brings up the question, do you bring Kuwine in to try a field goal or do you go for it?
Looks like they're keeping the offense out there.
Under 6 minutes left here in the first half of play. 14-6. Trace with the lead. 4th down play. Courthouse ball at their 12-yard line. Max in motion to the right. Rogers comes back to the left and what a beautiful play there by Miami Trace. That is a beautiful play there.
Looks like
no, that was
looks like number 25 with the tip.
And let's try to find 25 here.
I do not have one either.
Well, I don't know who 25 is for Miami Trace, but
good job, guy.
Yeah, nice knockdown there. We got every number on the books except for that one. So maybe somebody's number got switched. So that's the second one we got to try to find out who it was.
I see him down there with the 25 on his jersey.
Yeah.
I just wish I knew who it was.
Yeah, but he made a beautiful play knocking it out. Trace finally gets their 11th guy on the field. There's the handoff. And
that was a fake
handoff, and they are hit with the ball.
Would have been better if it was a handoff.
Well, I thought LeBeau had it. Then he stopped and looked back, and that's when I knew, wait a minute, you don't have the ball. 5.5 left in the first half. Hey, folks, I believe in having a little fun while you're doing this, all right?
Of course.
Don't take it so seriously. It's just a football game, for crying out loud. I believe in having a little fun. Now it comes up 2nd down after the 3-yard pickup by Mayer. Ball at about the 15. Mayer rolls left under pressure, and he's brought down as a sack. And that would be for Washington Courthouse. And I believe that's going to be...
Look like Hamrick.
No, Collier Brown, 25.
Oh.
So Collier Brown with a quarterback sack there on that play. Okay, illegal procedure against Miami Trace. They're going to decline it since there was a loss of about 6 yards on the play, on the sack. So that'll bring up a 3rd and about 13. We're at 5:01. Now the clock starts up. 5 minutes left in the first half of play. 14-6. Miami Trace leads it. We'll recap the first half for you and much more during the halftime show presented by Kirk's Furniture, New Holland. There's the handoff. No, fake. And the pass. He throws it behind. Swissler. Again, a beautiful fake by Mayer. And Swissler gets hit hard, and he is down on the ground. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He's back up. But he's going to try to walk it off. So you'll tell me they don't have a little extra hitting in this game, huh? Rivalry game? I'm not trying to be cheap or anything. You're just going to hit a little bit harder because it is a rivalry game. The Swissler bouncing back after not able to hold on to that. They'll bring up a 4th down, and Trace is going to have to putt.
You know, and it comes down to it, your body just braces more naturally in the cold.
Yep.
Never going to make the hits any easier.
Yeah, once again, Miami Trace late getting that 11th person on the field. That's the 3rd time today. They've already had to use 2 timeouts. Now they want the young man to get closer. That's Gilmore.
Right to that pump block.
There's the snap. Courthouse comes. There's the flags. And let's see what the possession, the play. Illegal procedure against Miami Trace. The line of scrimmage is at the 8-yard line. So if you mark it even half distance, that puts it inside the 5.
Illegal procedure? Was it an illegal motion during the snap? Or?
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, they weren't set.
Because I thought when Gilmore was coming in, the ball had gotten snapped when he was still setting his feet. Is what it looked like to me.
Now Aaron Norris is going to come into the game, and Gilmore's coming out.
Maybe get them some more power for the blocking now.
There's the snap. Courthouse, a moderate crash. Nice punt.
That's a very nice punt.
And in the backfield, and picked it up, and coming around midfield, and finally brought down will be Jackson for Washington Courthouse. As Trevon Jackson, that punt was, if you look at the line of scrimmage, was about a 48-yarder, and then a return of about 6.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in high school and you're getting that sort of punting from the back of your own end zone, you cannot complain if you're Jerry Williams.
No, and the thing is you made their man back up.
Yeah.
And that should buy you an extra second or two to get your team down there. So Washington Courthouse will set up with 4:27 left in the first period of play. In a very quick moving game here, 14-6, Miami Trace leading the Blue Lions.
Yeah, as if the first quarter was the tail of the offenses, this second quarter, the defenses have finally settled.
There's the delay, handoff, Kane right side, across the 45, 40, down around the 38-yard line. And that's giving him about 6 on that. I think it's 7, and they'll be second and a long 3. As the clock continues to roll. And again, directions coming in from the sideline. Again, Rogers White will set up. Hands off, Kane delay, left side. Behind that left side of the line, and boy, he got a big hole, and he gets it down around the 30. Blue Lions with yet another first down. I'll stop the clock as they move the sticks. So first and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And if you're Washington Courthouse, you don't want to be moving too fast right now. You know, you have 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Use all of that to get every play in. That way you can tie the ball game up going into the half, and you don't give Trace another chance to score.
Plus, you get the ball, I believe, to start the second half, don't you?
Yeah.
As they kicked off, McCain again with the carry. This time around the right side. Another pickup of about 6 or 7. And now all of a sudden, that Blue Lion offensive line, Dennis, is starting to control the line of scrimmage, and we're getting some big yardage in the running game by the Big Blue.
I mean, on the last 3 carries, McCain has had 7, 7, and 7.
Well, any coach would take that on.
Yeah.
A carry. Kane again. He started center, goes to the left, big hole.
Great
he's across
vision.
the 10, 5, and he's in for the touchdown. 23-yard touchdown run by Jamie McCain of Washington Courthouse. And they will probably go for 2 and a chance to tie this ball game up.
I mean, there's no reason not to, you know. The difference between that 1 and 2 points going into the half, yeah, you're gonna want the tied ball game if you can when you get the ball at the beginning of the third quarter.
So the Blue Lions, after that excellent punt by Miami Trace, take just, 6, 7 plays there and come down. And now Lynch is in motion. There's a little slant pattern.
I think the ball hit the ground.
I think you are correct, sir. So the 2-point PAT pass is no good.
It was a fantastic idea, and the line executed it perfectly out to the left side. If the ball was just a hair thrown up, you know?
All right, there's a timeout on the field. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first half. Our score now, it's Miami Trace 14, Washington Courthouse 12 on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
So
Still have some vacation time left this summer or are taking a long weekend trip? It's very important to make sure that your vehicle maintenance is up to date. That's why now is the time to have your vehicle checkup at Jim Van Dyke's Automotive Center, 2247 U.S. Route 22 Southwest in Washington Courthouse. The professional staff at Jim Van Dyke's are trained to handle those preventative service needs that can stop your travel plans. Since 2001, customers through this area have come to trust Jim and his staff in offering superior quality auto maintenance, service, and repair in a friendly environment in a timely manner while building a trusting relationship. Give Jim a call at 740-335-2000 for an appointment or check out their website at jimvandyke.com.
Well, Washington Courthouse using the ground game gets back into this contest, trailing by 2, 14-12 with 2:48 left here in the first half of play. Now the Blue Lions will set. Blue line will get ready to kick off. Now, like we said, we've seen the Blue Lions maybe a couple times in the past go to the onside kick, or will it go all the way? Well,
it looked like an attempt at it.
Yeah, but it goes out of bounds as they had one or two of their players on that far right side was working the sideline, hoping that it goes to 10 yards, bounces up, and they can recover. So
it looked like he got a little bit too much on it, and when it hit the top, it just flew out of bounds.
So technically, it was not an onside kick; it was more of a pooch kick.
Yeah.
And
whatever it was, it did not get the desired return.
No. So, the ball going out of bounds. They will put the ball at the 35-yard line. The Miami Trace. So, first and 10, ball at Miami Trace 35-yard line. Some of the fans getting excited because the AV department here at Miami Trace putting them on the big scoreboard. Mayer calls the signal. Here comes the blitz from the left side. Gets it out to the right side to LeBeau, and he's got about 4 Blue Lions around him. He finally gets the yardage, but not before he was brought down by Garrett Leisure again.
Yeah.
How many tackles
just keep seeing that number 11 everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know how many tackles Garrett's got, but boy, he's playing a great first half defensively. Pick up a 7. Here we go again. There and working on the sideline. No, they said that Gilmore stepped out of bounds. So that'll go down as an incomplete pass. And we'll bring up a 3rd and about 3.
In high school, it is 2 feet in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to check on that before I thought, because I was like, I'm pretty sure you got 1 foot in, but not the 2nd.
Yeah.
I need to go home and read this rule book if I'm going to continue to call.
I'm going to say, you got a little time before next year.
That's fair.
Put down your things to remind yourself to do. Blitz being shown. Pitch to LeBeau. Left side. Oh, he's being stand up, and he has been brought down to that right side of the blue line.
Excellent pursuit by everyone, and I saw the number 11 come out of that again.
Garrett does it again. My goodness. What a half he's having defensively. Clock continues to roll. We're down to 2 minutes. Ball at the 40-yard line. A loss of about 3 on that one. As they try to get the ball on the outside, and well, see what Coach Williams is going to do. He said, "Let's go ahead and let's kick this one. We're going to punt it."
I mean, you can get the ball deep in your opponent's territory and have the clock down to about 125 by the end of the play. That's nothing to sneeze at.
So Justin Shoemaker will be putting. Of course, an outstanding soccer player.
And they're going to take a delay of game penalty as well.
Delay a game by the Panthers, as Dennis trying to explain, basically let the time run down a little bit. Don't give Blue Lions too much time to get something going offensively. You'll take a 2-point lead in the locker room anytime.
Exactly.
So the ball goes back 5 yards, and line of scrimmage will now be the 35. Again, there's the snap. Gilmore, another nice punt. This will take a roll. Picked up at the 28. And coming in.
Oh, he got out of it.
Is Jackson again. And Trevon gets it across the 30 down to about the 35. One of those young men that, well, first play of the game against Blanchester this season. He got the opening kickoff and went about 97 yards, I believe it was.
First play of his high school career.
Yeah, boy, you talk about a debut.
Just to think the Courthouse has 3 more years of this kid.
I guarantee you they're going to find more and more ways to get him the ball. You got Ethan back, quarterback, 1 more year, because you're going to lose Lynch.
Yep.
So Jackson will probably assume a lot of that responsibility. But right now, let's talk about this one. Nice little slant-in pattern, and Washington Courthouse gets across midfield as that's Callum Brown, a freshman, another freshman receiver. You got 2 freshman receivers for Washington Courthouse. They're out there just doing a heck of a job, and that was a beautiful catch. First and 10, ball now across midfield, 45. Courthouse trying to see if they can get another score here. They're going to the airways. Pass out to the left side to Lynch, and he is brought out of bounds. He's knocked out by Gilmore.
Think about a 7-yard gain on that.
Yep. Second, long 3 coming up.
And let's not forget the Courthouse still has 2 timeouts left in the half.
Tracy's got 1, I believe. Kane still in the backfield. There's the snap. Rogers White looks going to go all the way. Goes down the left side, and well, it's intercepted, but he was way out of bounds. So, and that was a little miscommunication because Rogers was trying to go down the left sideline to Jackson, but Lynch was he was wide open in the seam.
Yeah.
And I don't think Rogers White saw him at all. If he had gotten the ball to Lynch, Lynch would have scored. There was no one on him.
I mean, it's one of those things. You're a junior. You're still a young quarterback. You're still learning exactly, when to be
So, here we go. Little pitch there. Lynch, round right side. And Monty Trace smelled that one out. I don't think he picked up anything on that play. But now Washington Courthouse, I believe, is going to have to call timeout. Yes, they do. They want to stop that clock. And it looks like it was Mason Snow and trying to see who else was in on that tackle. I think it was Luke Hendrick, 52. So Washington Courthouse calling a timeout. Reminder, John Ferris Insurance Agency and Associates since 1969 has been assisting residents in the Tri-County area, including Fayette County, with homeowners, auto, health, life, farm, and business insurance. For more information, give John a call at 740-335-9440. Open daily, 9 to 5, closed Thursday afternoons and evenings. John Ferris Insurance, 329 East Court Street. All right, so 4th down play coming up. Washington Courthouse. Do you try for it? Do you punt? What? You got 33 seconds left.
You know what? I might as well go for it because the way I look at it, you're leaving your opponent with approximately 30 seconds, 1 timeout in, 60, 70 yards from getting a score or at least a touchdown. I think you have to go for it. You've had success running the ball. This is the chance. Grab it to your bell cow or throw it.
Rogers with the throw down the right side. He just overthrows his intended receiver. That being Brown. Callum had the speed, but unfortunately let him out about 3 yards too much. We've seen that a couple times tonight. The quarterbacks just leaving their receivers just a little bit too much. He'll probably go back and say, hey, remember, I'm about 5'9", I ain't 6'1". So that stops the clock with 28 seconds left. Now you're up 14-12. You do have 1 timeout left. You do still have the threat of the passing game, the running game. Or if you're Coach Williams, just say, just go out there and take a knee, let's go to the locker room, let's take the lead. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, we also have to remember the Blue Lions have forced 2 interceptions already. You probably don't want to be forcing throws too much into the secondary.
Yeah, you turn the ball over. Courthouse still would have some time left to maybe run some plays. Well, there goes on the delay to LeBeau, and he'll pick up about 2 on the play. And everyone will probably be content to let the clock run out on this one. As about a 2-yard pickup for LeBreau as we're down under 15 seconds left here in the first half of play. Boy, I tell you, it's been an exciting one. And with that, we come to the half. And our score, it's Miami Trace leading Washington Courthouse in the Battle of Fayette County by a score of 14-12. The Kirk's Furniture halftime show coming up in 60 seconds here on Facebook Live, WCHC.
For the love of pizza, it's Amore Pizzeria. Fresh salads, cheesy bread, and the home of the bakes. The sub without the bun. You can find it and more at Amore Pizzeria, located inside Riella Lanes across from the Fayette County Fairgrounds. Now Amore introduces the new cauliflower crust pizza. Call and order yours today at 740-335-2581. Don't forget, if you are on the go, heading home, or if you're eating lunch at your office, give Amore Pizzeria a call. You can eat in or call in and pick up your order. Open daily at 11 a.m. and on weekends at 4 p.m.
A reminder from Fayette County Public Health that you still have time to get the state-mandated vaccinations for students that are elementary through high school and college-bound. These state-mandated vaccines are for all students that are going into kindergarten, 7th grade, senior year in high school, and college-bound students. Don't be late, vaccinate. Fayette County Public Health Department is located at 317 South Fayette Street and is open daily from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Call for an appointment at 740-335-5910 or check out their Facebook page at Fayette County Public Health, Ohio.
It's halftime. Our score, it's Miami Trace 14, Washington Courthouse 12. It's time for the halftime show presented by Kirk's Furniture in New Holland. Let's go down the field. Let's pick up some of the performance of the Washington Courthouse Senior High School Marching Band.
Are you gonna be my girl?
scores here, and then on our next, after the Miami Trace band, then we'll have Dennis give some stats and so forth. Well, we had talked about the start of the game that if Washington Courthouse could beat Miami Trace and then to get Chillicothe maybe to beat Jackson and a couple other things would happen, there would still be an outside chance. We can forget about it. It's halftime and Jackson's up 42-0.
Yikes.
So I think that dream is, let's just try to finish 7-3 and if you're Courthouse right now, because you're not going to go to the playoffs. Meanwhile, Hillsboro's leading McLean. That's a close one, too. The Rotary Bowl, I believe they call it down there. 7-6 is the score in the SBC. Battle of two of the big teams. Ross Southeastern 38, Adena 22. And that's in the second quarter. Talking about a low-scoring game, huh? Just joking. Halftime, Paint Valley was shutting out Westfall 21-0. It was Union over Huntington 27-6. And Piketon was leading St. Trace 28-14. In the Mid-State League, Amanda Clear Creek was leading Logan Elm 7-0. Bloom Carroll over Tays Valley 10-3. Fairfield Union over Circleville 21-6. Hamilton Township playing a non-conference game as they're tied with Logan at 7-7. Other scores around the area: Waverly was beating Oak Hill 19-7. Willersburg 38 and Portsmouth West 0. Trying to read my writing here. Madison Plains was beating Central Catholic 54-0, and West Jefferson was tied with Fairbanks 0-0. That's a surprise. Both are good teams, but a very low-scoring game. And Greenland was leading Greenview 10-7 at the half. All right, so that is the halftime scoreboard show presented by Kirk's Furniture New Holland. Let's now go back to the field, and let's pick up the halftime performance of the Miami Trace High School Marching Band.
powered by WCH. Here is Life is a Highway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our winner game for the 2018 American and our graduating seniors. We will receive a great birthday inspirational hard work. Give me a nation
I'm Trace Main. We hope that you enjoyed their
nation.
Part of the things we do with the high five, everybody else gets on at the same time. It causes a little bit of problems, but the Woolhammers took care of us, and I think we're back on the air. We're okay.
Well, that's always good.
Yes, halftime, 14-12. Miami Trace leads. When we come back, we'll take a look at first half stats and so much more, so stay with us. You're listening to High School Football on the Halftime Show, presented by Kirk's Furniture, New Holland, on Facebook Live, WCH TV.
M&M Fasteners has been supplying quality fasteners across the United States since 1996. M&M supplies our customers with all types of fasteners, from standard nuts and bolts to specials per your prints. M&M Fasteners is a complete fastener importer and distributor that can custom tailor our services to meet your customer needs. Whether it's one part or 1,000 parts to be customized for a special job, M&M can thread, turn, mill, drill, and weld parts to meet your specifications. For details, call us at 740-335-1641 or see us at our website at mmfast.com.
Great Oaks Career Campuses offer youth over 30 career programs that students from 36 school districts can take advantage of. They offer a dozen full-time programs as well as part-time certification programs and short-term classes for enjoyment and lifelong learning. The first choice for career training to empower youth and adults. Great Oaks Career Campuses. For details on classes and locations or to make an appointment, call Great Oaks in Wilmington at their Laurel Oaks campus at 800-752-5480 or check out www.greatoaks.com.
The Merchants National Bank of Washington Courthouse knows that each of us have very busy lives and schedules. They're working for you to help simplify your life with services that can make your banking experiences easier, quicker, and more trouble-free. Like the ability to mobile deposit from your phone, text alerts of any suspicious activities to your account, more ATM machine accessibilities, and more. Stop by their Washington Courthouse office at 128 South North Street or call for an appointment at 740-335-1331. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. The Merchants National Bank. When Summers Funeral Home opened to serve this area in 1991, one of their top promises was to each family that they served to provide thoughtful, caring, and respectful service to those in pain from the loss of a loved one. Terry Summers and his family and staff continue to promise to continue to put your family needs first with the utmost professional care that they can provide. In your time of need, remember the Summers Funeral Home, 223 West Market Street in Washington Courthouse, or call 740-335-6078.
With fruit and vegetables coming out of the garden, now's the time to come to Kirk's Furniture for your next General Electric major appliances. We have a complete full line of refrigerators, side-by-sides, bottom freezers, or the French door models, chest freezers or upright freezers available in all sizes. Stop by this week and see our complete selection of General Electric products. That's at Kirk's Furniture in New Holland, your independent General Electric dealer since 1935. Free delivery and setup in our trading area. We service what we sell.
Back here at Miami Trace, the Tony's Welding and Fabrication Stadium. It's the halftime show presented by your Kirk's Furniture of New Holland. Thanks to Bruce and Randy again for helping to sponsor our program throughout the fall sports season. They'll be with us during basketball season as well. And right now, we've got an exciting one, 14-12, as Miami Trace has returned after the bands have performed. So let's go to Dennis and let's get some first half stats.
Some pretty simple stats out of the way. Dalton Mayer has really been where the offense has ran through for Trace so far during this first half. 3 of 9. They haven't really gotten the ball moving as far as through the air yet, but he does have 44 yards and he does have a touchdown. So one of his passes was perfect on the money, if you remember, in that first quarter in the right side of the end zone. But he also has 2 interceptions. Somehow that hasn't hurt them as much as you might think right now.
Right.
But to go ahead and go through with that, he also has 6 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Really just a solid overall game for him. Jaden LeBeau, 11 carries, 68 yards. That's an average of 6 yards per carry, just a little bit over. Can't argue with that. And Josh Gilmore, 2 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. For the Washington Blue Lions, Ethan Rogers-Wright, 6 of 14, 88 yards, but he hasn't made the mistakes, which honestly is why Courthouse has managed to keep themselves in this ball game, even with Trace coming out like a ball of lightning once Jaden LeBeau got back in the game. Jamie McCain, really, 13 carries, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Excellent first half for this. Courthouse's offensive line has got to keep that up if they want to get back to possibly leading this game on this first drive, since they do get the ball back. And then Eli Lynch, they've tried to get him going. They've gotten him 4 touches for a total of 28 yards. You might think it's more, but most of the targets haven't really succeeded.
All right, real quickly recapping the score in case you missed it. First score came at the 8:36 mark in the first period with a pass from Mayer to Gilmore. That came right after Miami Trace threw an interception. And then the young man from Courthouse that made the interception fumbled the ball back to Miami Trace. They scored, I think, about 4 plays later.
And one of those plays in between, if we remember correctly, was a wide open Josh Gilmore in the end zone.
Yeah, Gilmore, and he just went right through his hands. Later on, Washington Courthouse came back and tied didn't tie it, but they made it to 7-6. McCain with a 26-yard touchdown run. The PAT was blocked, and that happened because there was a penalty on Washington Courthouse, Dennis, that put him back around the 25-yard line to try to kick the PAT because of the penalty. Then Mayer on an excellent keeper.
Pulled all of us.
Yeah, he faked everybody out. Went down 46 yards. PAT by Shoemaker was good. They made it 14-6 with 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, it was the 2:48 mark. McCain with a 26-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion for the PAT was no good. So our score is at the half 14-12 in favor of Miami Trace. As I mentioned before, the winner of this game will be the recipient of the Epifano McDonald's Fayette County Trophy, which will be presented tomorrow morning at 8:30 at the McDonald's in Jeffersonville. And of course, the winning team will be we'll get some breakfast, and I'll be hosting that show on the Facebook page, McDonald's Fayette CO, that's short for county, CO, Ohio page. Again, we'll take there at about 8:30, and we will go until about 9 or so. Then we'll have some pictures taken, and then we'll let everybody go, because officially today they can start winter sports practices, believe it or not. So I'm sure these guys, some of them play a couple sports. I think they have to get a couple days rest, but next week they'll probably be back. But anyway, they can start practice, I believe, today, and I'm sure some of the kids will be involved in some other activities. So again, that'll be tomorrow morning at 8:30, so we hope that you'll keep that in mind. Miami Trace has won it 11 times. Courthouse has 5. The Courthouse has won 3 in a row. Miami Trace is trying to snap that. Jerry Williams, I should say, is trying to get his first time, while Chuck Williamson is trying to win his 4th in a row, trying to continue his record of joining Jeff Conroy as the only coach that's perfect as far as against the opponent. I think Jeff was like 12-0 during his illustrious career here at Miami Trace. So we're about ready to start the second half of play. The halftime show, once again, has been presented by Kirk's Furniture in New Holland. Again, in case you missed it earlier during the halftime, Jackson was winning 42-0 over Chillicothe. So if you're a Blue Line fan now, you need to win this game to get second place.
Yep.
Because if you lose and Trace wins, Trace then would tie with Chillicothe for second place. Because Chillicothe has 1 loss, Courthouse has 1 loss, Trace has got 2 league losses. So that's the way that's. So Jackson's already won it. They'll be having home field advantage, and they have a beautiful field just like this.
And they are incredibly talented.
Absolutely.
Team in Jackson.
They've got some unbelievable talent this year. They got a tough region they're in, but hey, you never know. Sometimes you just get a break, and sometimes it's just the way the pairings turn out. And that information will be released on Sunday. We did talk to Aaron Hammond, and Miami Trace has put in for a playoff game. So this facility may be getting used again next week. You never know. I don't think it'll be next week because the top 4 teams would get the close.
Yep.
So it may be the week after. So we'll keep you informed if that happens, all right? All right, we'll begin the second half of play, and it will be Miami Trace up 14-12. As they will get ready to kick it off the Washington Courthouse. We've got a lot of states reported in. If you're still tuned in, let Dave know every once in a while, hey, where you're listening from. We'd love to hear from you.
And you know, it shouldn't be falling on deaf ears. You know, this is senior night for Trace. It would be big for those seniors to get their first win against this Courthouse team, and it'd be big for this Courthouse team to run a route.
Yeah, I could say those are excellent points right there. I kind of had that back in my mind. This Trace senior class has never beaten Washington Courthouse, at least on the varsity level. I think they beat them during the junior high years, but
which is insane to think about, considering the dominance of Miami Trace in the last 2 decades.
Absolutely. So we're about ready to get this one underway. Second half play-by-play. 14-12. Randy Young with you. Thanks a lot for joining us. Dennis Allen on the collar. Will Evers on production. We are ready to get the second half underway for both these teams. Their final 24 minutes of the 2019 season. Jackson muffles the ball inside the 10, gets it out, picks it up, gets it across the 20, down to about the 25, 26, 27-yard line. And that's where the Blue Lions will take over 1st and 10.
Can't be complaining about that return.
So the 1st and 10, Washington Courthouse. Blue Lions will have two threat on the left side and to hand the ball off. Jamie Kane with the ball. Picks up about 3, 4 on the play. Dennis mentioned 117?
Yeah.
117 yards. And that really took a lot of pressure off Ethan Rogers-White. Mm-hmm. And they continue to do that. Eventually, Trace defense is going to be looking for the run, and then you can maybe slide something downfield to Lynch. Their strategy, it's like a chess game. McKeon. Oh, he's got a big room up the middle, but coming up and making a nice trip there for Miami Trace was Luke Henry.
Not only is it going to eventually allow Rogers Wright to get something downfield, but you see it's allowed him not to have to force anything downfield. He hasn't had to throw it into coverage, which is why he hasn't given up that, costly turnover.
Pick up of another 4 on the play. We'll bring up 3rd and a short 2. So we're just under the 11-minute mark here in the 3rd period of play. 14-12. Trace leads. Kane again. 3rd time. He's past the sticks, even though he was forced back by Miami Trace. Excuse me. Official says stop the clock. First down.
Yep.
So 1st and 10. Ball at about the 39-yard line. Yeah, it's closer between the 38 and 39. For sense of purposes, and just to be honorary, I'm going to call it the 39-yard line.
There you go.
Rogers White looks down, throws left flat, and catching the ball is coming down with his Jeremy Mack, and he lost a couple yards on that play. That was not the results they wanted. Loss of 3. When you pass the ball, you want to go forward. That was kind of a slow developing play, to be honest with you. Got triplets on top of your screen to the right. Rogers White back. He's going to let her fly. And boy.
That was a little bit too far downfield for them to be squaring up to be putting a bump and run on it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, Callan Brown, he stopped a little bit too quickly, I think. And the ball just completely sailed off the hands. So I don't know if it was miscommunication or what. So 3rd and 13.
One more time.
Gotta love it. Fans getting into the game.
Hey, and it's a packed crowd here.
It is.
Cannot complain about it.
We thank all those who are watching by Facebook. Down the middle, and he caught it at McCann with the beautiful catch over the shoulder down at the 20-yard line. What a beautiful catch by the senior.
Well, if they do end up coming back, I don't see any reason why he already hasn't earned the game ball.
What a catch. All those are watching by Facebook. Down the middle, and he caught it at McCann with the beautiful catch over the shoulder down at the 20-yard line. What a beautiful catch by. Got it. So a big first down. We're down 1st and 10 at the 21. McCann again says, give me the ball. Feed me. And he's got it, but he's stopped in the backfield by Miami Trace. And coming up is Luke Henry once again with another big play. Been calling Luke Henry's name quite a lot. Leisure for Washington Courthouse.
Yeah.
Those two guys are standing up defensively tonight. Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Throw over to the left side to Lynch, who was forced out. And forcing him out was Joshua Gilmore on defense. So he picked up about
You think 4 yards?
6.
5 yards?
Give him 6 yards. There was about 3rd and 5. And really, they're playing Lynch tight on that sideline, aren't they? Seems like every time he's getting the ball, they're pushing him out of bounds quickly, not allowing him to get some room to get the yards after catch.
And he can get them. We've seen it before.
Oh, yeah. That's why he's got the season record for Washington Courthouse. Run up the middle. McCain pushing. And he gets it down inside the 15.
Not sure if it's all the way there. Maybe it is.
They're going to mark it at the 13. He's going to be short. So it's going to be 4th and a long 2 here. Well, you know they're going to go for it. Both coaches have not attempted even closely anything close to a field goal attempt.
Well, and the closest thing was that PAT that got blocked.
McCain with the ball, and I think they stopped him.
They stopped him.
He's going to be stopped by about a half a yard. Good defensive play by Miami Trace. And it looks like coming up and making a great defensive play. Mason Snow was in on that. Luke Henry was in on that.
You know, that's a solid 4-minute drive that they just shut down. That's some momentum right there for Trace.
Absolutely. We had to wait till the official marked the ball and where it was at. He had to get past the 11. It's just on this side of the 11, short by about half a yard. So Miami Trace defense holds on the opening drive, and it's now their ball just outside the 11-yard line. They got 88-plus yards to score, but they're up by 2. Key thing here is don't turn it over.
Whatever you do.
Still early. Third period of play, 8 minutes left in the third quarter. 14-12. Mayer with the ball, and we're going to have whistles. Somebody's in motion again.
Yep.
That's the second time that's happened. I think it's LeBeau.
That was on 17, LeBeau.
He was set up at the tailback position, and he kind of came out of his stance. And he didn't catch himself.
So that's moved back to the 6 now.
It's a 5-yard penalty there. So 1st and 15 now for Miami Trace. The back's against the wall. Courthouse trying to pin him deep in the territory. And there it goes, LeBeau. He spins. He's across the 15, the 20, the 25, down around the 27-yard line. LeBeau with a big pickup there of about 21 yards. That's more than enough for the first down.
Well, if you're going to cost your team that 5 yards, you might as well be the person who gains it back, right?
There you go.
That's how you keep the old ball coach on your side.
There you go. That's a good way to do it. So the young man picks up a big first down, and it gives Miami Trace a chance to continue to keep possession of the ball. Just under 7.5 minutes now left here. And there he goes again. LeBeau, 40, 50, 40. Stutter step, stops, 30. And he's finally brought down by Washington Courthouse close to the 25-yard line. Miami Trace, chance to continue to keep possession of the ball. Just under 7.5 minutes now left here. And there he goes again. LeBeau, 40, 50, 40. Stutter step, stops, 30. And he's finally brought down by Washington Courthouse close to the 25-yard. I miscalculated.
Only reason I realized that is I was like, wait, it was right after his 21-yarder, and that was from the 6.
Okay, I looked wrong.
I went reverse math on you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, fake the handoff, throw it over the middle, and catching it, and in for a touchdown, Miami Trace. And guess who? Yeah, Josh Gilmore.
No, that was actually Haddix.
Oh, was it Haddix?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. Haddix is the one that caught it. He's gone to Gilmore so many times.
Yeah.
So Gilmore will be the one, I should say Haddix is the one that got the TD. And that was what, a
27 yards.
27-yard pass catch. Some of these numbers are so tight sometimes it's hard to pick them up. I apologize.
Yeah, the 5s and 9s are
There's
always
the
going
kick,
to get you.
and that one's good by, of course, the one and the only Mr. Justin Shoemaker. So with the touchdown pass to Haddix and the PAT.
Oh, no, he pushed that PAT.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he pushed it to the left.
Oh, I could have sworn the official said he was right.
Nope.
All right, so he missed it. So I apologize for that too.
That's big. It keeps it as a one-score ball game.
So that makes it 20-12, 8-point lead. 7:15 left. So again, my apologies there. He did force that one to the left. I thought the official said it was good. And I glanced down to start writing something. That's why we got.
That's why we got a
bunch of eyes up here.
Yeah.
You got it, just in case you catch that thing. That's good. All right. So with that, we'll just keep it here. We'll take a break on the next dead ball possession. So Miami Trace will get ready to kick. 20-12. 7:15 left here in the third period of play. So Miami Trace will get ready to kick it off. Once again, Justin Shoemaker will have the duties. And missed that extra point. One of a few of these missed this year. That's probably the other thing. I think he only missed one.
Yeah.
That's his only, I think, fourth miss this year. That one's kicked off, and in and out by 8 arms, and picking it up at the 8 is Washington Courthouse. And that is going to be Raleigh Haycock who fumbled the ball, and it looks like Miami Trace might have gotten it back. And he did, Miami Trace. Haycock with the fumble, and recovering the ball for Miami Trace is Austin. And in and out by 8 arms, and picking it up at the 8 is Washington Courthouse. And that is going to be Raleigh Haycock who fumbled the ball, and it looks like Miami Trace might have gotten it back. And he did. They get the ball 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Wow.
Can't ask for a better situation if you're the team that you went into the locker room at half and you had to give the ball up at the beginning, and now you got a chance to go up by 2 scores.
Defensively, you hold, you score, you get another turnover. Momentum definitely favor the Panthers. Mayer over the middle, and it's a good catch. And that's Mr. Carpenter, the guy that got the fumble recovery. So they give him a little love on the offense, and he gets it down to the 5. About 19-yard pickup?
Yeah.
So 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. So Carpenter doing it on offense, and he's now a specialty team, and now he's doing it on offense. 6:46, third period of play. Miami Trace leading at 20-12 over Washington Courthouse. And now they got LeBeau in the Tiger formation. He rolls around left in. The Blue Lions smell that bad boy out real quick. So LeBeau will not be picking up anything as Mr. Suter, a name we've also mentioned a great deal tonight, along with Mr. Leisure for Washington Courthouse. Drop of a loss of a couple of yards, back to about the 8. Break up 2nd and goal as the clock goes to the 6-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Mayer back at quarterback, LeBeau right behind him. There's the snap, rolls to the right. Mayer looking down, looking. There's the throw, and he throws it to Snow, but he's out of bounds, so it's an incomplete pass. So that will bring the ball back for a 3rd and goal play. Yeah, somebody's having a birthday. I'm hearing happy birthday wishes.
Yep.
I know it's not me because it's about 8 months too early. So big play here, 3rd and goal. There's the snap. And a new quarterback's in the game, and the throw is to Mayer, and a nice defensive play. No pass interference is going to be called on that play by Trevon Jackson. So Miami Trace had a new quarterback in there. And I don't see a 15. So we've not got all the numbers from Trace. I apologize for that. But
Unless, because I do know they have a freshman quarterback who's number 16.
Shea Sayer?
Yes.
Okay, we'll say it was Sayer that threw the ball. So now we're going to try for the field goal. So Shoemaker will try the kick. Where the ball will be placed will be at the 19-yard line. It'll be a 29-yarder. It's up, and it is good. He got that one. No doubt on that one. I made sure it went through before I started writing anything.
Well, I agreed with you at first, and then I noticed that one of the refs, I was like, oh, no, he's signaling that it was pushed.
So a 39-yard field goal by Justin Shoemaker. We got timeout on the clock, 5:45 left in the 3rd period. Our score now is Miami Trace 23, Courthouse 12. You're listening to High School Sports on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
Still have some vacation time left this summer or taking a long weekend trip? It's very important to make sure that your vehicle maintenance is up to date. That's why now is the time to have your vehicle checkup at Jim Van Dyke's Automotive Center. 2247 U.S. Route 22 Southwest in Washington Courthouse. The professional staff at Jim Van Dyke's are trained to handle those preventative service needs that can stop your travel plans. Since 2001, customers through this area have come to trust Jim and his staff in offering superior quality auto maintenance, service, and repair in a friendly environment in a timely manner while building a trusting relationship. Give Jim a call at 740-335-2000 for an appointment or check out their website at jimvandyke.com.
Well, after the turnover, Miami Trace takes advantage of it, gets 3 out of it. There's the kick, and coming up with it is Colin Brown for Washington Courthouse. He comes around the left side, the 30, the 35, 40, trying to find his way in. Miami Trace got 2, 3, 4, 5 players and finally brings him down close to midfield.
I think that was our friend Leisure who took that return. I thought I saw an 11.
You're right. It was number 11. You're right. You are correct,
He's
sir.
just deciding to get a chance of doing everything.
Yeah.
Today. Good for him.
So Leisure is the one that returns the kickoff, and he is not too happy. He's talking to the officials. He thought maybe he got brought down a little bit too hard. Official said, nah, just go back to the sideline. Don't want to hear it. So 23-12 now in favor of Miami Trace. 5:35 left in third period. I wouldn't say this is a must-score drive here that Courthouse has, but they definitely want to try to do something with it. Yep, there's the delay once again. McCain, boy, Trace, boy, it looked like they kind of got him up high, but no face mask was called. I think he got him more closer to the shoulder pads. Still no violation. So McCain will pick up a couple yards on the play. Luke Anders in on the tackle. Rogers right on it, stolen, intercepted there by Miami Trace. Beautiful play there by the Miami Trace, and that is Andrew Moore with the interception. Oh my. 4:56 left. Another turnover by Washington Courthouse. And Miami Trace, Andrew Moore with the interception at midfield. They tried a quick pass in the kind of a little slant-in pattern, and Moore smelled it out beautifully. So Miami Trace with yet another possession here. This is what, their third and a half?
Yeah. Yeah, it is their third this half.
Courthouse has had the ball 3 times. They have not scored. They've turned it over, and they've turned it over. And really, I don't know if you call it possession or not on the kickoff return because they fumbled it. So technically, they really didn't have a chance to run a play. Up the middle and stretching and getting across the 45-yard line is Mr. LeBeau. So I don't know what happened to LeBeau back that first quarter. It looked like he got banged up a little bit. And he's playing like a man possession right now. Like, everything's cool.
It's all those smelling salts, man. Get them right back into it.
Yep. 23-12, Miami Trace with the lead. And the Battle of Fayette County winner gets the McDonald's Trophy tomorrow morning. Trace trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Mayer rolls around the left end, sees the yard marker, and gets out just past it and should pick up the first down inside the 40. He got it, first down. So another good run there by Dalton Mayer. Ball at the 39. Again, Miami Trace up 23-12 over Washington Courthouse in case you're just tuning in. Late third period of play. Blue Lions have hurt themselves with turnovers. Once again, it's LeBeau. He's just carrying players on his back, and he's going to get another first down. Looks like he picked up about 10.
Yep.
Now the official's going to give it to him.
I think he's going to be a hair short.
Yeah, a half a yard. So give him 9 officially. So he'll be second and very short 1. Clock continues to roll as we're getting close to the 4-minute mark here. Blue line showing blitz, and now somebody was over the line.
Courthouse going to be called for infraction. Be on the left side or the right side there. So a 5-yard penalty. That's
you can't be shooting yourselves in the foot with turnovers and then decide to get some defensive penalties on you.
Yeah, you're just giving them yards. So with that penalty, it gives Miami Trace a first down there. So they've gotten by pass rush and now by the penalty. Ball at the 24. Blue Lions blitz up the middle. Oh, beautiful fake there. And Mayer comes down the right side.
I don't think LeBeau is
And he's
going
to be out of bounds.
LeBeau
And I'm telling you, LeBeau was hammered. He was left totally exposed, and he was brought down. Chase Suter, he came blitzing, and he did not stop. And basically, LeBeau was left totally unprotected. Oh, my. That was, shoo. He was like a Mack truck. I mean, he just ran right into him.
Well, and it looked like on the other side of the line, that's what they were looking to do to play before. They just jumped it. But this time, oof.
So a very, very hard defensive play there. And I guarantee you, the fans on both sides, they're going to see it different ways. But I'm telling you, I mean, the play, if it was a fake, it was a option play and it was on a delay and he was standing there.
Oh,
I mean, he's allowed to be tackled. Suter just went in a little bit strong, but he didn't know if he didn't have the ball or not.
Honestly, I thought he did have the ball at first.
Yeah, I did too. And then again, as we mentioned, Mayer pulled the ball out and went around the right end. So
well, he's on his feet. Let's hope that. I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing him again.
I would not play him the rest of the game.
But
I mean, why risk it? You know, he's got a couple more years. You're ahead by 23-12. He's already been hurt or shaken up and then went back and really turned it on. But this one, my friends, he took a shot. And I mean, it was head on.
You remember the tackle? I believe it was Jadeveon Clowney against Mike Hart for Michigan and South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah, I had shades of that going on.
Well, like I said, LeBeau was on the ground for a good 2 minutes. He did not move. So, again, Panther fans don't like it. If your Courthouse fan says, hey, it was a good hit.
And honestly, the answer is somewhat in between. It's unfortunate that it happened to a kid like that, but at the same time, they got to play the game.
Yep. So, after the play, pickup of 3 yards by Mayer around right side. And Trace will have the ball. Second and along 7. There's the snap. Mayer rolls around the right side. Sees an opening. And once again, he's brought down. And this time, making the play for Washington Courthouse, number 43, Brandon Cubbage, a 5'8", 200-pound junior. So, 23-12 is your score. 3:07 left here in the third period of play. Trace up, 23-12. Mayer will come in, and we got a timeout. And now we're going to have the official. Well, they surely are not going to. They're going to take Alex Hammock out.
Hammock is the person who.
No. I don't understand that one at all. Okay, let's move on.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it at this point.
Mayer, back to pass. Looks, there's the throw, and he gets it out to the flat. And going down to around the 10-yard line, making the catch. That number 4 for them be Robinette. And that'll be enough for the first down.
Doesn't matter when the flat's open like that. You can take anyone on the defense out that you want. Not going to matter.
So first and goal at inside the 10-yard line. Again, Blue Line showing the blitz. They've got to get a turnover here. And they will drop the running back at the line. And that's going to be
Carpenter?
Carpenter, yeah. Name was right on the tip of my tongue. 35, Carpenter. Just couldn't get it to come out.
You'll have that sometimes.
Preston Reed, number 23, is going to come in the game now. As right now, if you're Miami Trace, you're probably content just to keep the ball on the ground with an 11-point lead, and you're under 2 minutes left here in the third period of play.
You definitely don't want to try play action and leave another one of your guys out.
No.
Or I guess it might.
Yeah, somebody's messing it up, and we're going to have a whistle and another time. That's going to be a timeout. Miami Trace now, that is the third time they've had to call timeout today because players were totally not where they're supposed to be or organized where they're supposed to be. So that will stop the clock with 1:40 left here in the third period of play. A reminder that Doug Marine Motors, 1120 Clinton Avenue, Washington Courthouse, is now offering savings of up to $12,000 on new 2019 and 2020 models. Check out the line of Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams at the one and only site that you'll need at DougMarineMotors.net. So second goal, I should say. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. Miami Trace with the ball. Again, a 23-12 lead. Washington Courthouse, unofficially, 3-4 turnovers tonight?
Right now I have them, Washington Courthouse has 3 turnovers on the night.
You had an interception. You had
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions and a fumble on the kickoff, so there's 3. Miami Trace has also returned the ball. No, Courthouse has got 2 fumbles, remember? They intercepted and then fumbled, so it's 4 turnovers. That's too many turnovers if you're going to try to win a ball game.
Exactly.
Again, the blitz up the middle. The fullback will pick up the blitzer, and they'll go to the outside. And making that again once again will be Carpenter. Quickly, Miami Trace will get up to the line of scrimmage with 1:30 seconds left in the third quarter. They're up 23-12. Quickly up to the line. Mayer looking over the defense. Blue Lions again showing blitz. Mayer rolls right, throw, and it looks like a touchdown. This time it is Josh Gilmore, number 9. I got the number right this time.
Second of the day.
So an 11-yard pass to Gilmore puts Miami Trace now up 29-12. And they'll go for the extra point here. That touchdown coming with 1:12 left in the third quarter. There's the snap. It's low. They get it. Gilmore's up, and it's good. There's a timeout on the field. Our score now, it's Miami Trace 30, Washington Courthouse 12. You're listening to high school football on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
For the love of pizza, it's Amore Pizzeria. Fresh salads, cheesy bread, and the home of the bakes. The sub without the bun. You can find it and more at Amore Pizzeria, located inside Riella Lanes across from the Fayette County Fairgrounds. Now Amore introduces the new cauliflower crust pizza. Call and order yours today at 740-335-2581. Don't forget, if you are on the go, heading home, or if you're eating lunch at your office, give Amore Pizzeria a call. You can eat in or call in and pick up your order. Open daily at 11 a.m. and on weekends at 4 p.m.
All right, we're back here at Miami Trace, and once again, the Miami Trace Panthers have just scored, extend that lead to 30-12 against Washington Courthouse. And again, it was a mistake by the Blue Lions, an interception around midfield, and the Panthers made them pay. 4 turnovers, and I believe Miami Trace now has scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal off that.
Yep.
So that is at least 16 points because they missed the one extra point there.
That is the 16 points, and it's all 16 points in the second half.
Yeah, and they're winning by 18.
Yeah.
So, yes, points off turnovers. My favorite stat in basketball. If folks listen to me all these years, you know I love points off turnovers, which is a stat you will have to learn if you're going to do books for me, buddy.
Don't worry about that. I have no problem doing points off turnovers.
But that is my big stat, and you can do it to football.
Also, let's not forget here.
Well, a penalty after the play against Washington Courthouse. Unsportsmanlike conduct, so put another 15-yard penalty, and now Miami Trace will punt the ball at the 45-yard line.
Let's not forget, every time that Courthouse has allowed 30 points on the board, they've lost.
Yep, and this one is out of the end zone.
So they need to change things up right quick.
So with the long kick, Courthouse will take over the minute and 12 seconds. And again, I just picked that 30-point, just kind of looking at scores and stuff. I didn't think anything about it, but you're right. Courthouse is 0-3 when they give up 30 points or more. If they score 30 points or more, they're 4-0. Miami Trace, when they score 30 points or more, I believe I said they were 4-0, right?
Yep.
And they were 0-3 when they lose. So the statistics are kind of playing out here a little bit. So Courthouse really has got to get it going here. Ethan Rogers-White to the left, right flat. Coming well with the ball and out of bounds after about an 8-yard pickup was Kellen Brown, one of the freshman wide receivers for the Blue Lions. And he goes out of bounds, so we stop the clock with 1:04. So bring up 2nd and 2, so pick up of 8 on that play. Blue Lions again trying. Back to pass. Rogers, there's the throw downfield to Lynch, and then Lynch had to play defense there because that could have been picked off.
I mean, it was just underthrown just enough to allow the Miami Trace defender to get under the ball. And you know what? At least Eli Lynch knows when you're on offense, sometimes you got to be the defender.
Well, Joshua Gilmore, an outstanding wide receiver, playing safety tonight, showing once again, well, he's a very good defensive secondary player for the Panther defense of Coach Jerry Williams. So it brings up now a 3rd down. A delay. And, well, the Panthers smelled that one out. As, again, it's Carpenter. We've been saying his name quite a lot here in this late 3rd quarter as he stops McCain for a loss. And I'll bring up a 4th and...
It's like a 4th and 1.
Yeah.
You got to go for it. You're down by 3 scores.
Oh, yeah. Look where you're at in the field. The opponent's only 29 yards away from getting a touchdown. So this is a big play here for Washington Courthouse. They have got to convert. They cannot afford to give Miami Trace the ball in this field position. Clock running down, 20 seconds left. In motion. And now handoff down left side. McCain's got to cut it up a little bit, and he's going to be held. And oh my, Chuck Williamson taking a gamble, and it may have cost the Blue Lions. No, wait a minute, they're going to give it to him. They say he got over the 30-yard line. Oh my goodness. They had to give it to him on forward motion, and that's the only thing I could figure.
It has to be.
So first down.
I'm like you. I saw them. They must have blew the whistle before they actually got that last pushback.
So a first down, Courthouse converts. And now whistle, and that's going to end the 3rd quarter play. So we've got 3 in the books. We got 1 to go. There's a timeout on the field or score. It's Miami Trace 30, Washington Courthouse 12. You're listening to High School Football History Making on Facebook. Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
A reminder from Fayette County Public Health that you still have time to get the state-mandated vaccinations for students that are elementary through high school and college bound. These state-mandated vaccines are for all students that are going into kindergarten, 7th grade, senior year in high school, and college-bound students. Don't be late, vaccinate. Fayette County Public Health Department is located at 317 South Fayette Street and is open daily from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Call for an appointment at 740-335-5910 or check out their Facebook page at Fayette County Public Health, Ohio.
Fourth and final period of the Battle of Fayette County coming up. Washington Courthouse getting a first down. And now taking off is Rogers White. He's across the 35. The 40 sneaks out of bounds at about the 46-yard line and picks up a big first down for the Blue Lions. Well, you and I talked about during that break, Washington Courthouse has got to get something on this drive here. They've got to be able to score. They're down by 18. That's basically 3 touchdowns. You're going with 12 minutes left. And right now, the way Miami Trace is running the ball, moving the ball, the Courthouse now we'll see if they can get in the scoreboard. Now, pressure being applied. Rogers White walks. There's the press. Down to Eli Lynch. He's going down the sideline. 10-5 TD. Touchdown, Blue Lions. What a beautiful play by Rogers White. Going to his left. He pumped. And then Eli Lynch took off, and they combined and got together on what was about a 53-yard touchdown pass. And it comes on the second play of the fourth quarter.
It's like we said. They've been working Lynch along the sideline. It's all about making sure you get that speed. You actually have the separation, and he can move it right down the field. Well,
now, I think you'd almost have to go for 2 here.
Yeah.
You got to get back in this game. It's 30-18. Roger White goes, pass, it's good. 2-point conversion should be good as the pass went to Jeremy.
Number 1?
Mack, yeah. Jeremy Mack. So our timeout on the field are 11:40 left here in the fourth period of play as Washington Courthouse scores quickly. It's now Miami Trace 30, Washington Courthouse 20. You're listening to high school football on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
Fasteners has been supplying quality fasteners across the United States since 1996. M&M supplies our customers with all types of fasteners from standard nuts and bolts to specials per your prints. M&M Fasteners is a complete fastener importer and distributor that can custom tailor our services to meet your customer needs. Whether it's 1 part or 1,000 parts to be customized for a special job, M&M can thread, turn, mill, drill, and weld parts to meet your specifications. For details, call us at 740-335-1641 or see us at our website at mmfast.com.
We are back here.
Are we back here?
We are back here at Miami Trace at the Tony's Welding and Fabrication Stadium. 30-20 is your score. I don't know how to explain this, so I'll just let it go. I'll just say it's an inside joke among the staff, all right?
It's terrific to be back.
It's another Randy thing, another young moment that I've had in my illustrious career. It's like one of those things, well, we've been doing that the whole game? I didn't know that. Yeah. All right, Washington Courthouse, down by 10. Do you attempt to go ahead and kick it and hope your defense can get to the ball? Or do you try something like an onside kick here?
I mean, right now, both teams are averaging at least 2 drives per quarter, and technically most of that drive for Courthouse was in the third. I'd just go ahead and kick it.
Well, that's what they do. Kuline, it's short. Ball at about the 17. Getting it for the Miami Trace Panthers is Mr. Haddix, who's caught a touchdown pass in that third period of play. And it makes the score, should say the score is 30-20 in case you're just now tuning in. We're in the fourth period.
And, I mean, at this point you're hoping, this was the first decent amount of rest that Blue Lion defense has gotten in the second half.
Yeah, that's true.
And with ample rest in the first half, we saw how well they played. So now you got to hope that, it got them back in gear to make a couple of stops and really let their offense be the ones to put them back in the game.
Well, let's be blunt. We talked a great deal at the top of the broadcast about the Blue Line defense. We really didn't talk a lot. We mentioned some stats, but we really didn't talk a lot about the Miami Trace defense. They have shown themselves tonight. They have come to play, and they have played very, very well. Though they've given up 20 points, still the yardage and things like that has been very, very impressive. A fumble in the backfield. Blue Lions recover. Washington Courthouse recovers at the 40-yard line. A muff handoff, and the Blue Lions will get it back. And coming down with it will be Washington Courthouse. And the Blue Lions recover, and that's Brandon Cubbage. So Brandon Cubbage with a fumble recovery, a mistake by Miami Trace. I believe that's their third turnover. Courthouse has, what do we say, 5?
Yep.
4 or 5?
4.
So a game of turnovers, and now the Blue Lions have a big opportunity here, recovering the fumble at the 40-yard line. Wow. You cannot go away from this game, folks. You don't know what's going to happen next. Pump. It's down the sideline. It's to Lynch, and he overthrows him. Well, right now, if you follow those teams or you look at the stats, there's two obvious things. If you're going to be Washington Courthouse, McCain's going to run, and you're going to pass to Eli Lynch. If you're Miami Trace, you're going to run LeBeau, and you're going to pass to Josh Gilmore. All right? Those are the 4 players right now that's going to be offensively. That's the key for both of these teams. The offense, the defense has got to stop those guys. Oh, a delay. McCain is across the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's finally forced out of bounds at about inside at the 20-yard line, as knocking him out was Madison Snow. They're going to mark it at the 18.
I'm not going to lie, he's got to be somewhere around 175 yards by this point. I haven't tabulated it all yet. But
yeah, he's going to be up there. We have invited both coaches to come up after the game on a post-game interview, so we're hoping that they will respond. So the post-game show may be just a little lengthy, but let's get this one done first. Once again, a draw play to McCain, and he will get down to around the 16-yard line. So pick up of about 3 on the play. We'll bring up a 2nd and 7. We're under 11 minutes left in the game. It is 30-20. Miami Trace with the lead. Courthouse has just scored and then turned around and got a fumble recovery. And now they're driving again. There's a little pitch. There's Mack. He comes around the right side. 15, 10. He cuts up. 5. He's in.
There's a flag on the play.
We got a flag on the play, and it's going to be a hold. It's going to be against Washington Courthouse, too.
Looked like a hold on the split end there.
And it's going to be around the 12-yard line, so a holding call on Washington Courthouse will take off points off the board. I'm watching Jerome Mack walk toward the bench, and he's going, oh, man, what did we do that for?
Took points right off his stat line.
Yeah, man. So the ball is going to go back to the 22-yard line. It's going to make it 2nd and around 15. Yeah. Max in motion again. Fake the handoff to McCain. Now Rogers White runs. He's got plenty of room if he wants to run. He's going to do it. Now he tucks it in. He goes and he gets inside about the 15-yard line. So he picked up about 3 or 4. Let's check it. Maybe he picked up about 7.
Yeah.
But he probably could have picked up more, but he kind of kept waiting.
He hesitated.
He hesitated long enough before he took off.
It should be noted, though, today we really haven't seen him. We've seen him maybe take off out of the pocket twice, maybe 3 times. He really hasn't been running.
Yeah. They've not called a designated run,
yeah,
to be honest with you. So 3rd and long. There's the snap. He looks right. Now over the middle. Pressure being applied. Rogers White rolls to the right. Stops. Flips it. In the back corner. Touchdown, Washington Courthouse. 2 players was back in the backfield, and Tyler Tackage with the touchdown catch. He was along with Jeremy Mack, and Tackage comes up with the play, and now we got ourselves a ball game, friends. That makes the score now 30-26. Wow. So a touchdown pass to Tyler Tackage, and Mack was the intended receiver, and Tackage just cut right in front of him and caught the ball.
Hey, if you're there, might as well take it.
So now, here's the big PAT. Kuwine, who struggled early, has been a little bit better as the season progresses. But this is a big one here. This could cut the deficit to 3. There's the snap. It's late. He gets it up, and it is no good. He pushed it left. It was a bad snap, and the PAT is no good. Timeout on the clock. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left. It's now Miami Trace 30, Washington Courthouse 26. Don't you go away. Who knows what's going to happen next here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
Great Oaks Career Campuses is the first choice in this area in providing career training to empower youth and adults. Great Oaks has 4 campuses located in southwestern Ohio that offers specialized career and technical education to high school students and adults. For full details, check out the Great Oaks webpage at www.greatoaks.com or visit their Laurel Oaks campus in Wilmington or call 800-752-5480.
Well, we're back here at Miami Trace. I'll tell you, this game has turned around in less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, this half pretty much has just been a story of the third and fourth quarter.
Is 30-20 was 30-12 after the touchdown was scored then by Miami Trace. Then they made it 23-12 at the 5:45 mark. Courthouse scored the minute 12, got the turnover, and scored again at 11:41, and now scored the 10:18 mark. So Courthouse had to score at least 3 times to get back in the game, and they've done it.
Well, no, they've only scored twice since the beginning of the half. The first.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it was 30-12.
Yep.
Yeah, they scored twice, 30-20, and now 30-26. You're right. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
The fans knew what I was talking about.
Yes, they did.
Little scribbler down the right side, and Miami Trace will hop on it.
I'll tell you what, he got lucky that didn't scoot out of bounds.
This is true. That was Luke Henry, by the way, that had that fumble recovery. I'd like to remind you that the vision at Courthouse Manor and St. Catherine's Manor of Washington Courthouse is to instill a family culture through world-class service with constant attention to infinite detail. It's important that their residents feel like family. Tour their skilled nursing, rehabilitation, and assisted living facility anytime and feel the comfort for yourself. Courthouse Manor and St. Catherine's Manor in Washington Courthouse, a tradition of caring. Right now, 10-17 left in the game. Miami Trace at one time had a 18-point lead. It's down to 4. There's the handoff and up the middle by the Panthers. And the Blue Lions defense now, the trend's going their way as Carpenter picks up maybe a yard on the play. Again, LeBeau has been hurt or shaken up at least twice in this game.
I think they made the right call to just,
Yeah, just say, son, just stay on the bench. So Jaden LeBeau in the first period kind of held his head and was on the knee and he comes back and goes crazy and then took a real hard hit in the fourth.
That's
Mayer.
In
the third. Mayer with the quarterback keeper. Boy, he got his. I'm surprised. He's getting up. Boy, it looked like he got his leg twisted a little bit on that tackle. As Washington Courthouse, Alex Hamrick. Now, you might remember Hamrick left the game. We thought he got kicked out of the game, but he didn't. I think the coach maybe just took him out just to rest him.
Well, and I think it was one of those things where he might have been getting a little bit too excited because if I remember correctly, he is the one who laid that hit on Jaden LeBeau.
No, it was 45. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Down the right side, long bomb, and it's over the head of Mr. Gilmore.
Well, they had the right idea. Wide receiver had a step on him and everything.
Yep. About a yard and a half too long. So, 3 and out for Miami Trace after getting the ball back. And now we're down to 9 minutes left in the game. And Miami Trace will have to punt on the 4th down at about the 29-yard line. And, of course, Trevon Jackson's back from Washington Courthouse at about the 33. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's high. It's long.
That's a good
Jackson. And it comes off his fingertips. It takes away from him. He's going to have to pick it up. He muffles the ball, and he's going to have to lay on it at inside the 10-yard line. Trevon Jackson misplayed that ball, and it cost the Blue Lions probably about 20 yards.
That is a net 67-yard punt if you take it from the 29 all the way over to the 8. That's a crucial play.
The ball was on his hands. He tried to come up with it cleanly. He couldn't. It muffled. It took off on him. And finally, he just had to plop down on it just to save it.
And let's not forget, it was the very first turnover on the special teams this half that really turned the tide for Trace.
So now, Washington Courthouse offense, who's been hot here. They've scored their last 2 possessions. See if they can make it 3 in a row, or if the Panther defense will rise up. 8:43 left in the game. Blue Lions with the ball. Rogers White, pitch over to the right side to McCain. Sees a little opening, and he will cut inside of Brown and will get outside the 20 down to around the 23-yard line. So that should be more than enough for the first down. What about 14-yard pickup there? Now he's got to be getting close to 200 the way he's going.
Yeah, I'll be tabulating that very, very soon.
Yeah, he had 117 at the half. Now redirection. Rogers White wants a triplets on the left side, the strong side. He's gone one-on-one. There's the throw to Brown. Brown's got the 45, 40, 45, 40, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Blue Lions.
Well, it looked like Rogers Wright called a shot on that one.
A 77-yard pass play for Washington Courthouse, and they have regained the lead with 8:04 left in the game. I told you folks, don't go away. You don't know what's going to happen.
It was amazing when Rogers Wright got his formation set the way that he wanted, the way that he had it in his head. It worked out to perfection. Callum Brown got the step and a half he needed. The ball was right on the money.
Oh, that was beautiful.
It was a dime.
Except for that pass to Lynch on the other touchdown on the other side. That's probably the 2 best balls he's thrown today. And there's the PAT. It's up. It's good. So now Washington Courthouse has regained the lead. They have had the ball 3 straight possessions, and they've scored all the time. But we're not done yet, folks. Stay with us. It's timeout on the field. 8:04 left in the game. Miami Trace and Washington Courthouse battling out. The Blue Lions lead at 33-30 on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
The Merchants National Bank of Washington Courthouse knows that each of us have very busy lives and schedules. They're working for you to help simplify your life with services that can make your banking experiences easier, quicker, and more trouble-free. Like the ability to mobile deposit from your phone, text alerts of any suspicious activities to your account, more ATM machine accessibilities, and more. Stop by their Washington Courthouse office at 128 South North Street or call for an appointment at 740-335-1331. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. The Merchants National Bank.
Well, I guess if you're going to wrap up the football season with the county rivalry game, you might as have one that goes back and forth and lets everybody be happy or sad, whatever. But anyway, it's now 33-30. The Blue Lions have wiped out an 18-point deficit. Squibble kick. And the Panthers now will have to fall on it because they couldn't come up with it cleanly. And that was Gage Miller who recovered the kick. And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 at about the 29-yard line. So now, Panthers will come out. And again, during this comeback, we got to be honest, Dennis. You know, LeBeau has not been playing for Miami Trace after taking that massive hit. And so the Panthers have had to regroup a little bit. Carpenter will be in the backfield. We got twins on the left and right side. Mayer keeps it, comes left side. He will get across the 35 down to around the 36-yard line. Pickup of about 7 yards on the play. So Mayer, tackled by Leisure. I know what I was going to say. Anyway, Mayer there, as we mentioned before, when LeBeau was out early in the game, has really had to kind of carry the offense on his shoulder. And he's got to do it almost again here.
Everyone else they've used in the backfield has not really gotten anything going.
Nope. Handoff. Nope. Keeper. Mayer. Right side. Pitched it. Now onto the side and pushed out of bounds is Haddix, who caught a touchdown pass a while ago. He was lined up in the slot position, and a good pitch by Mayer gets him out and gets a big first down for Miami Trace, so they keep possession of the ball. 7:21 left in the game. 33-30. It is the Blue Lions with the lead. Again, they were down 30-12 with 1:12 left in the third period. They've scored 3 times here in the fourth. Handoff. No, Mayer keeps it again, and boy, he is met and he is brought down. And his helmet comes off. And the Blue Lions there, very aggressive play on defense once again. Alex Hamrick in on the play. Also in on the play, Collier Brown, one of the captains for the Big Blue. So bring up a second down and about 12. A loss of 2 on the play. Boy, I tell you, that option play. If I'm the guy that's got the ball, I don't know if I want it or not, because you know the Blue Lions are coming right at you. Mayer shakes it off. He's got Carpenter behind him. Hand off, left side, Carpenter. Good ground there. And they made a substitution again. I think it was Sawyer there at quarterback. And they brought Mayer onto the sideline, so the young quarterback will hand it off, and Carpenter will pick up about 2.5 on that play. Brings up third down. That really picked up more, and he was behind the line, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's at the 48.
Like
okay. Mayer rolls to the right. Here we go. Downfield, and it's almost hit off. Oh, my goodness.
Almost caught.
Trevon Jackson had it in his hands. He couldn't hold on to it. Then trying to come down with it was Gage Miller from Miami Trace. He couldn't hold on to it. Oh, man alive. So Miami Trace is going to have to punt on 4th down. Wow. That could have been a big turnover, or that could have been a big reception, but it goes neither way. And it goes down as a stop as Trevon Jackson's back for Courthouse at about the 10-yard line. Now fake snap. There's the play. Mayer up the middle off the fake punt. He's across the 30, the 20. He fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Miami Trace.
It looked like it might have been a horse collar tackle.
We're going to have a penalty called on that play too. We have seen everything in this game. A fake punt. Mayer was lined up as the short man, took the ball right up the field. The ball was at about the 47-yard line. He got it down to the 20, so that's, 33-yard pickup. And then a penalty on Washington Courthouse, a horse collar.
Yep.
And that caused a fumble. Trace recovered, but Trace will get the ball back after the Miami Trace penalty. Oh, my goodness. And it will put it as 1st and goal right inside the 10. The nose of the football is inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, under 6 minutes left in the game. Courthouse up 33-30. Mayer looks. There's the snap. Hands Carpenter up the middle. Picks up about 2 on the play. Will bring up 2nd and goal just outside the 8. How about you? I'm having fun. I love these kind of games. Just go back and forth, back and forth. I did 14 hours of prep work this week for that, and I haven't used half the stuff. I don't care. I just like doing the play-by-play. Plenty of stuff going on here. 33-30, Courthouse with the lead. Time running. Mayer, take a handoff, inside, slant pass, and it's going to be inside the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I don't think
he did not get in the end zone.
He was trying to make it look like it, but he definitely slid a little bit while he was on the ground.
And did you get who caught that pass? I'm sorry, I did not catch it.
I did not. It was a little bit far down there.
Let's get to Gilmore. What the heck? He's caught everything else he's got.
I see Haddix coming on. Maybe it was him.
Okay, we'll give it to Haddix then. All right.
That's just a guess, you know.
Yeah, we'll do an equal opportunity statistician, you know.
There you go.
We'll get the official stats later. So anyway, the pass, we'll say to Haddix, puts the ball inside the 1 yard line, and we now have a 3rd and goal. And now Coach Williams wants to call a timeout at 4:25 left in the game. We'll keep it right here.
I'm actually not too sure right now if that's the best clock strategy, considering you have to remember Courthouse also still has 3 timeouts in their favor. They have not used one yet this half. Now, assuming that you know that you can pump it in here, great. But if you have to kick a field goal, you're going to end up giving the opposing team about 4 minutes left with, for all intents and purposes, 3 ways to stop the clock on their way down. You can be looking at a chance where Courthouse ends up running in a touchdown with 30 seconds left, kicking an extra point, and you're down a point with 1 timeout left.
Well, it's 33-30. If you're Coach Williams, you're going for the win. You got 2 chances to put this ball in. You're not going for a field goal. You're going to either go and you're going to get the touchdown, or you're going to put Courthouse the back against the wall and hope and pray maybe you can get a safety and get the ball back.
Yeah, actually you're right. This probably is not the sort of game that either team wants to see go to overtime.
No. So Coach Williams talks to his team, and the ball now, Mayer, Carpenter is in the back. Preston Reed is now in the backfield. Now quickly, Trace is going to have, and now we got a flag. Are you serious? Illegal substitution, and now Coach Williams saying, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? They called the timeout. Now this could be a big penalty right here. Because that's a 5-yard penalty. That puts you now back at the 6, and that changes your strategy. After timeout, illegal substitution against Miami Trace, that's going to cost him 5 yards. Oh, my goodness. So the ball now is back to outside the 5-yard line. It's 3rd down. So a costly penalty moves Miami Trace back 5 yards. Let's see what Trace does here. There's the snap. Carpenter, right side, and he's down to around the 4. Now, do you change your strategy? Yeah. Do you go and put Gilmore in and try to get him to get the tying field goal? And that's exactly what he's going to do. So that penalty changed Coach Williams' strategy completely. You had 2 chances at the 1 to get it in and get a touchdown and get ahead. Your team gets the 5-yard penalty, backs it up. You pick up about 2 or 3 yards, and now all of a sudden you got to go for 3 and go for the tie.
And you're still stuck with 3 minutes 49 seconds left with 1 timeout left while your opponent has 3.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking if you're Coach Williams.
You ain't kidding. Well, right now Gilmore's got to get this field goal. Shoemaker. Shoemaker. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's up. He drives it, and it's good. A 23-yard field goal by Miami Trace, and we got ourselves a 33-33 ball game with 3:32 left. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
When Summers Funeral Home opened to serve this area in 1991, one of their top promises was to each family that they served to provide thoughtful, caring, and respectful service to those in pain from the loss of a loved one. Terry Summers and his family and staff continue to promise to continue to put your family needs first with the utmost professional care that they can provide. In your time of need, remember the Summers Funeral Home, 223 West Market Street in Washington Courthouse, or call 740-335-6078.
Well, we're back here. It's tied up at 33-33. A Washington Courthouse win will give them a 7-3 record. A win by Miami Trace would give them a 6-4 record. And what a turn of events we have seen in the last few minutes. A costly 5-yard penalty for illegal substitution by Miami Trace possibly cost them the go-ahead touchdown. We'll never know. I mean, we can ask the coach what his strategy is. I'm sure he'd say, yeah, I'm going to go, but has to go for the field goal. So Justin Shoemaker with a 23-yard field goal, and it's 33-33, 3.5 minutes left. There's the kickoff. And here we go with the Blue Lions. Once again, it's Leisure with the ball. He's across the 20, 25. He's around the 30 before he's brought down to 31. So Garrett's been running the kickoff back the last couple of possessions here, and he picks up some pretty good ground there on that one. Now we got a penalty flag, and that's going against Washington Courthouse. My goodness. The officials once again getting in the game.
How many flags do you think combined? I'm looking
it's against Miami Trace.
I'm looking at combined. You're looking at somewhere around 18 or 19 penalties.
There's a lot.
In a 4-quarter, 12-minute-a-quarter game, that's sort of inexcusable.
So a penalty against Miami Trace, not Washington Courthouse. Illegal hit in the back is what they're calling. So that brings the ball out now to the 46-yard line. Boy, my goodness, put Courthouse in excellent field position. So the flags here, it cost Miami Trace 5 and a possible touchdown. It's now given Washington Courthouse additional yardage. So anyway, here we go. Courthouse with the ball. Handoff. McCain, midfield, around the 45, and he's going to be close to a first down. Never going to give him short, about 9. Now this is the time the Courthouse, basically those timeouts, Dennis, can just run the ball. They don't have to pass.
And that's what all they got to do really, in their head, get it inside the 10-yard line, maybe a little bit closer for Grant Coolwhite.
That's true. They could go for a field goal. Yeah, you're right.
Go for a field goal to end this game.
On a comeback, they were down by 18 points going into the fourth period, and they're now tied. Again, McCain carrying the team, and he's down to around the 30. So that's another 14 yards. I guarantee you he's going to be close to 200 yards.
He's only about 5 yards away.
All right. I'm going to say he has been carrying this team on his back, just like Mayer's been carrying the ball of the team on his back and arm. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Courthouse on the drive, looking for the go-ahead score here in the Battle of Fayette County. In the pitch, right side, McCain, and coming up, and it's Carpenter. No, it's not Carpenter. That's Andrew Moore. Andrew Moore with the tackle in the backfield. Good play there by Andrew. Another senior member for the Miami Trace Panthers. So a loss of about 3 yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 13. 2 minutes left in the game. I don't know how much better I can sell this thing, folks. It's tied up. Courthouse on the drive. Hope you stay with us. This one is snapped, and they're going for it. Down all the way, and the throw, and there's a flag. There's a no-doubter on that one. As Jeremy Mack was pushed, well, I don't know if push is the right word, but him and Mason Snow were kind of going at it. And the official, that was the correct call. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. So the Panthers get killed again by another penalty. Sheesh. So this will be a 15-yarder. They don't do like the college. College, I think they mark it off 15 yards. The pros, they put it where the infraction occurred. So,
or if it's in the end zone, half the distance.
There you go. So Courthouse will take the advantage of that 15-yard penalty.
Look at it down to the 18 now.
They're around the 18-yard line. Handoff. McCain up the middle, and then he's inside the 10.
You know, this is going to sound like stupid strategy if I'm Trace. I'm not sure if I'm tackling him with all my fervor right now, because they're already inside the 10. They still have those 3 timeouts. If you let them score now, you have more time to get back in this ball game.
But you only got 1 timeout. But I know where you're leading to. Yeah, you've got to get that ball back somehow. If you don't get a turnover, yeah, that'd be an interesting strategy. Rogers White lines up at the quarterback slot. 1:08 left in the game. Handoff, McCain up the middle. He's inside the 10, down to around the 9. And right now, I saw McCain look over to Coach Williamson. And if you folks, you guys follow Ohio State or whatever, you see the wide receiver do like the spoon, feed me, feed me, feed me. And that's what he's told Coach Williamson. He says, give me the ball. I want to carry this team on my shoulders.
I mean, right now you're looking at it. He has 203 yards.
Wow, what a stat. 48 seconds left.
Oh, and it should also be noted 48 yards through the air for McCain as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to measure, see if this is a first down or not. As they get it set. And it's going to be first and goal at the 8-yard line.
That's huge.
Yeah.
48 seconds left.
Courthouse has got 3 timeouts. Trace has got 1. Trace has got to force some kind of turnover here, or Courthouse is going to have a chance to either go for the game-winning field goal or try to score. Now, if I'm Courthouse, I'd try to make sure that they could just carry the ball. Officials said there's 56 seconds now on the clock, not 48. So now they're going to reset the clock. It's 56 seconds now on the clock. So Panthers get 8 seconds. Not sure that much of a difference or not.
And now it's went back down to 55.
Now it's 55. They want it 56. Yeah, they're going to run it. So here we go. There's the snap. McCain up the middle, inside, and he's in for a score. And that will stop the clock at 47 seconds left. So McCain will score from, 8 yards out?
Yep.
Comes at the 48 seconds left.
Second touchdown of the game for him.
So now Mr. Kuwine will have a chance to make a very important PAT because, hey, Trace, they still could score. Even though they only got 1 timeout, they could score. They could go for 2 in the win. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So Washington Courthouse has taken the lead of 40-33 with 47 seconds left. We'll be back with the final seconds here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
With fruit and vegetables coming out of the garden, now's the time to come to Kirk's Furniture for your next General Electric major appliances. We have a complete full line of refrigerators, side-by-sides, bottom freezers, or the French door models, chest freezers or upright freezers, available in all sizes. Stop by this week and see our complete selection of General Electric products. That's at Kirk's Furniture in New Holland, your independent General Electric dealer since 1935. Free delivery and setup in our trading area. We service what we sell.
Back here at Tony's Welding and Fabrication Stadium. 40-33. Washington Courthouse with the lead. They trailed 30-12 going into the 4th period. And now Kuwine will get ready to kick it off. Miami Trace will get the kickoff, we think. with 47 seconds. You never know the way this game's going. Kuline, Squibbler. Trey scores it off his hands, and they recover.
That's massive.
Yeah.
They were going. You know, they were trying to just end it then.
They were trying to get the ball to come off and bounce off one of the Panther players. And Luke Henry once again, that is the second time I believe Luke has been in that position. That's why he's out there. Sure hands, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now here's the situation. There's 45 seconds left in the game. Miami Trace is down by a touchdown. They have one timeout left. They are 68 yards away from tying this ball game. They have to score and get a PAT or a touchdown and go for the 2 points for the win.
Looked like 62 yards.
Okay. There's the snap. Fake handoff. Mayer, throw. He gets it. It's down to around the 50, and the clock will stop because of the first downs. Kind of like college football, they do stop the clock. Javen Robinette was the one that caught the pass. 17 yards, so pickup. Brings up first and 10 at the 50. There's the throw out to the flat and throws it over the head of Joshua Gilmore. So the clock stops now at 31 seconds. Mayer getting the instructions from Coach Williams. You get a first down here, the clock will stop. If you're short, second down, you got to go for it on fourth down. I was going to say you could spike the ball, but you got to get a first down first and then worry about it. Second and 10, midfield. Mayer rolls to the right, throws a short pass, and it's good. And he didn't get out of bounds. Matthew Haddix did not get out of bounds, and it's a first down, though, so I guess it really didn't matter. I was wondering why he didn't get out, but the first down clock's arrows, I should say the markers were moved. Now the clock starts up, 21 seconds. Another quick pass, and it's to Gilmore, and it's out of bounds.
I think that throw, honestly, was just to get it in the receiver's vicinity to stop the clock. That way you're avoiding the intentional grounding, and just in case it does fall into his hands. Put it where only he has a chance of even touching it.
All right, so Haddix gets the big first down. Then they throw the ball, Gilmore over his head. Second down, we're down to 18 seconds. There's the 31-yard line is where we're at. Hold on. Mayer looking, setting up his team. He's got Haddix in the slot. Blue Lions showing the blitz. Coming from the weak side, look out. Here he comes. Mayer did see him, a nice trip up from the backside. Washington Courthouse, what a nice play defensively there. Coming from the right side and tripping him up was Brandon Cubbage, and Trace has got to use their timeout.
I feel like we've said Brandon Cubbage's name a lot in this second half. He's been coming up big for that line.
Man. We start going back. There's going to be players on both teams that have had an unbelievable – they're going to have a career game in just this game alone.
No doubt about it.
I mean, we have mentioned numerous players tonight, any class, senior, junior, sophomore, freshman, that have come up big both offensively and defensively this evening. Unbelievable. Now, we're down to 11 seconds. The ball will be at the 34-yard line after a 3-yard loss on that play and tackled by Cubbage from the weak side. Miami Trace basically has got to do either get a first down or get out of bounds or score, to be honest with you.
And they got to score within 11 seconds, so you might as well just go for that one if you're.
Here comes the blitz. And Mayer rolls to his right, looks downfield. There's the throw. Gilmore in the end zone. There's the throw. And he's out of bounds. Oh, my. Gilmore.
Amazing effort.
He tried everything he could to come down in bounds, and he just couldn't get the 1 foot to come down. 3 seconds left in the game. This is it. Blue Lions call a timeout. It had the distance, it just was a little bit too wide outside. Oh, man. It's a shame somebody's going to end up losing this game, Des. Well, it really is.
If that happens, the story's going to be this fourth quarter. The scoring scenario, 28 for Courthouse, 3 for Miami Trace.
Yep.
And that is an insane number in the fourth quarter.
So the Blue Lion defense who's been much improved over last year. We talked a great deal about him. The Panthers did a pretty good job defensively as well. But now the pressure is on the Blue Lion defense. They need one more time to come up with a big play. Trace, they need to score. It's on the shoulders of Dalton Mayer. There's the snap. Rolls to his right. Clock running out. Pressure being applied. Scrambling to right side, looking for the end zone. There's the throw. Ball's in the air. Intercepted. Intercepted by Garrett Leisure. And that's it. The Blue Lions have won the contest by a score of 40-33. Garrett Leisure with the interception in the end zone.
How fitting of all the names, it's Garrett Leisure that ends it for us. Incredible football game.
It's one of those games you're happy for Courthouse, but you feel a little bit sick for Miami Trace. These kids gutted it out and then probably lost one of their top running backs who could not play in the fourth period because of the injury or the hard hit that he was part of. And I'm telling you, would he have been a difference in this fourth quarter? I don't think anyone would say, without a doubt, he would have made maybe some difference.
Oh, there's no doubt.
But we will never know. We will never know until next year if we're in the same situation.
Well, and thank goodness for him that he has another year under his belt.
Absolutely.
Because no one wants to end their senior season like that. To be honest, though, you know, this Courthouse senior class, they have never lost to Trace. Congratulations to them. I can tell you from experience as a Courthouse alum, that is a rarity. And for these Trace kids, you know, if you're a senior, you really, really wanted this, but you showed that you had a lot of heart out there.
Well, I'll tell you, good act of sportsmanship. Chuck Williamson, Blue Line players, they gathered around Dalton Mayer, gave him a big hug, said, "Kid, you're a tough one." And we're seeing some good signs of sportsmanship right now as the players are playing. And when you have a hard-fought game like this and you play it, and you gave it all on the field. You lost, but can you really feel bad?
And it goes back to what we were talking about during or before the game. You know, a lot of these kids grew up together.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the fact that they're all becoming great young adults is what it all comes down to.
So Washington Courthouse wins the fourth straight Epifano McDonald's Fayette County Trophy. And they will have the presentation tomorrow morning at 8:30 on the McDonald's Fayette County, Ohio page from the Jeffersonville McDonald's. Will be officially presented with the trophy. We'll be talking with Coach Williamson and some of his staff. And boy, there's about 6 or 7 players we probably could talk to tomorrow. But again, the final score, Washington Courthouse down by 30-12 coming into the fourth quarter, have an unbelievable fourth period of play, and win it by a score of 40-33. We will do a post-game show, so don't go away. We'll be back in 90 seconds here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
Lead Out Loud. What is Lead Out Loud? Lead Out Loud is a student-led group at Miami Trace High School that serves as ambassadors and advocates to be drug and alcohol free. We problem solve, plan, and implement prevention activities around substance abuse and mental health needs of teenagers.
We want to be positive role models for all students in the Miami Trace School District.
We pledge to stay clean and not give our lives to drugs.
Our focus this year has been on stress and anxiety, 2 big issues for high school students. Do you want to positively impact these issues? Join Lead Out Loud.
Our goal is to expand our group and impact more students in a positive way, help students who deal with stressors like depression and anxiety.
Join us and work to make a positive impact on the students here at Miami Trace High School.
We attended the We Are the Majority rally in Columbus this year. It was cool to be part of hundreds of high school students who stand up as the majority of teenagers who are drug and alcohol free. Join Lead Out Loud and be a part of the rally in 2019-2020.
We are Lead Out Loud!
Okay. Okay, our apologies for the technical problems, as we mentioned before at halftime. With the high Wi-Fi system here, you get a bunch of people on it, kind of knocks you off the air, so hopefully you didn't go too far away. We hopefully will have the coaches' interviews in a few minutes. We'll stay around for a little bit, but we're not going to stay forever. But, of course, we'll be talking with Coach Williamson and them tomorrow morning. We did make the invitation to Coach Williams. If he doesn't come up, we kind of understand it's kind of a disappointing loss there, but again, the final score of 40-33, Washington Courthouse with the win. As I mentioned before, they will now win their fourth consecutive Epifano McDonald's Fayette County trophy. And, well, if folks have been following this series over the years, this had to go down probably one of the most exciting ones as the game went back and forth. In case you missed it early, Miami Trace scored first on a touchdown pass at the 8:36 mark to make it 7-0. Then Jamie McCain scored first of his several touchdowns. The PAT was blocked, made it 7-6. Then Mayer with a 46-yard run off an excellent quarterback fake, and the PAT was good, made it 14-6. And then late in the second period, McCain with yet another touchdown. The two-point conversion pass was no good, made the score 14-12 at halftime. Then in the third period, Haddock scored on a 27-yard catch. PAT was no good. It made it 20-12. And then Shoemaker kicked a 39-yard field goal at the 5:45 mark in the third. That made it 23-12. And then a pass from Mayer to Gilmore once again, 11 yards. PAT was good. That made the score 30-12 in favor of the Miami Trace Panthers. And it looked like the game really was going their way. I mean, defensively, they really stepped up. The Blue Lions had made some costly mistakes, and Miami Trace really kind of made them pay for it as they scored at least, we figured 13 points, I think, at one time off the three turnovers that they had.
That was just in touchdowns. Then they got a field goal,
right?
If you recall, right at the end of it, or right in the middle of that quarter.
So that's around about, yes.
That's a 16-point off turnover there.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was pretty much everything they needed, and then
Courthouse
turned
on the quarter. Yeah, fourth quarter was all Blue Lions. They scored on a touchdown pass to Lynch. It was a long one from White, made the score. A 53-yard touchdown pass made it 30-20 with the PAT. I should say they went for 2 yards and they passed it, and it made it 30-20. Trace got the ball back after I believe it was a fumble.
Yep.
And then there was a pass to Thackage. PAT was no good. That made the score 30-26. Then Miami Trace went downfield and could not convert on had the ball at the 1 yard line, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Because
I'm getting my series mixed up, but they had a chance to really extend the lead or go ahead even further, and they had the ball at third down at the 1 yard line. An illegal substitution put them back at the 6, and they couldn't get it, so they then got Shoemaker to kick the field goal, 33-33. That's what was at one time. That came after a 77-yard pass at 8:04 from Brown to Callum Brown. Okay, that made it 33-30, and then Trace tied it up at 33 apiece. And then with 48 seconds left, McCain with yet another touchdown, an 8-yard score, made it 40-33 as the PAT was good, and that's how it ended. Washington Courthouse winning this 4th in a row by a final score of 40-33. Now, Coach Williamson is heading this way, but we've already made arrangements. He'll talk to Bryce at CHO first, and then he'll come and talk to us. And I think I see Coach Williams heading this way. So if they both get here at the same time, we'll talk to one while the other one's talking to the other. So we'll kind of work that out. So I'll tell you what, let's take a 30-second timeout, okay? And we'll see if we can figure this out. We'll get one of the coaches on. We'll get them both on here, so stay with us. You're listening to high school football broadcast coverage on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
We are Lead Out Loud. What is Lead Out Loud? Lead Out Loud is a student-led group at Miami Trace High School that serves as ambassadors and advocates to be drug and alcohol free. We problem solve, plan, and implement prevention activities around substance abuse and mental health needs of teenagers.
We want to be positive role models for all students in the Miami Trace School District.
We pledge to stay clean and not give our lives to drugs.
Our focus this year has been on stress and anxiety, two big issues for high school students. Do you want to possibly impact these issues? Join Lead Out Loud.
Our goal is to expand our group and impact more students in a positive way, help students who deal with stresses like depression and anxiety.
Join us and work to make a positive impact on the students here at Miami Trace High School.
We attended the We Are the Majority rally in Columbus this year. It was cool to be part of hundreds of high school students who stand up as the majority of teenagers who are drug and alcohol free. Join Lead Out Loud and be a part of the rally in 2019-2020.
We are Lead Out Loud!
Okay, we'll have Coach Williamson here in just a few minutes. Do you have any stats?
Yeah, just a couple
just give us a few highlights.
First of all, of course, the highlight for Washington Courthouse was the play of Jamie McCain. Outstanding. 30 times running the rock. Hit 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it went back to that drive where he had 3 straight runs of 7 yards, and we both said, you know, if you can average that, you're going to make your coach pretty happy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did all day. From there, I just want to point out, you know, at the end of the day, he also accounted for another 48 yards through the air, so you're looking at 260 yards. Eli Lynch also accounted for another 70-some yards and a touchdown. And then 2 things for Trace. For one, you can't take away what Dalton Mayer tried to put on his shoulders.
Yeah.
10 of 21, that's a little bit rough, but at the same time, you're looking at 146 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and then he also had 8 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. That's an outstanding overall play for him. And then it's not going to get talked about as much because he wasn't a factor in the 4th quarter, but Jaden LeBeau, through 3 quarters, had 16 carries for 148 yards. And
wow.
That young man has to feel absolutely heartbroken that he could not help his team at the end. But my thoughts are with him. Hopefully he gets feeling better tonight. Hopefully he's able to enjoy some time with the senior members of his team before, you know, in some other sports. And next year he can be one of the leading players on this squad because he showed it tonight that he was.
All right, so again, Washington Courthouse with a victory. Final score once again was 40-33. We will be talking to Coach Williamson here in just a few minutes. I think I see Coach Williams heading this way. I saw a couple guys that was moving this direction.
Well, I mean,
again, if he doesn't, we understand. We're not, you know, we can catch him maybe one of the basketball games or something down the road. But anyway, score again was 40-33 in favor of the Blue Lions. And again, they finished the season at 7-3. And let me see now. They've been 7-3, 6-4, 5-5, and 7-3. So again, the four straight seasons of 500 or better. You got to credit Coach Williams for the job he's done turning this program around. 1 win the first year, 2 wins the second year, and then this year they come up with 5. And they've got so much young talent really to come back. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of kids as far as seniors, but they've got some key players that are underclassmen, just like Courthouse, to be honest with you. this series could get more and more interesting as the years continue to develop.
No doubt about it. And I mean, if you didn't have that that looming team in the FAC in Jackson, who is incredible, I mean, you're talking about 3 teams there right in the hunt in the middle for second place between Courthouse, Trace, and Chillicothe for the next couple years to come.
Absolutely. So Jackson will win the league. Courthouse will have second by themselves.
Yep.
Chillicothe will be third, and then Trace will be fourth. And then Hillsboro and Greenfield, I can't remember.
Whoever ends up winning that game is going to
be fifth. So it was Hillsboro, I think, was winning. So we'll have all the scores for you.
I believe they're both 0-4.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. So the winner of that game would be fifth place, and then the loser would be sixth place. So again, we'll try to update you on some stats and stuff like that on our Fayette 43160 page when we get back home and catch our breath and put stuff together. It's going to be a short night, to say the least, because we're back up bright and early tomorrow from McDonald's, as we'll have a trophy presentation to Coach Williamson and the team. Now I see Coach Williams heading this direction, so we will either get him, or as soon as Coach Williamson's done, we'll get him, and then we'll get Coach Williams. But again, 40-33 again, Courthouse with the win. Let's take a real quick 30-second timeout, and then we'll be right back. You're listening to the postgame show here on Facebook Live, WCHC TV.
With fruit and vegetables coming out of the garden, now's the time to come to Kirk's Furniture for your next General Electric major appliances. We have a complete full line of refrigerators, side-by-sides, bottom freezers, or the French door models, chest freezers or upright freezers, available in all sizes. Stop by this week and see our complete selection of General Electric products. That's at Kirk's Furniture in New Holland, your independent General Electric dealer since 1935. Free delivery and setup in our trading area. We service what we sell.
Okay, we're back here at Miami Trace High School. Randy Young with you, and with us now is Coach Chuck Williamson, the head coach of the Washington Courthouse Blue Lions. Told the coach I won't ask him too many questions. Got to interview him again here in about, 8-10 hours from now.
Yes, sir.
Chuck, real quickly, did you guys change strategy with the use of McCain? It seemed like you started out passing and then went back to the running game.
We found something. We were in a little split zone, and he Jamie's a really intelligent runner, hard runner. He said he really liked it because, in the split zone, we kick the end out with our Y, then he kind of picks. He can pick any of the gaps to go to, and he was just feeling it. And I was just telling Bryce down on the goal line, we were contemplating throwing Lynch a fade over in the left corner.
Uh-huh.
We thought we had a little bit of size advantage there. And Jamie leaned over and whispered in my ear, he said, Coach, give me the ball. I'll get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw him down there motioning the feed process. Give me the ball.
Give me the ball. And we did, and that's what he did. He got in the end zone. So.
Well, as a coach, that's what you want to see your players.
Absolutely.
They said, give me the ball, Coach. The game started off, to be honest with you, kind of weird. You guys got an interception, then fumbled the ball.
Yep.
And both teams really seemed to try to fill each other out with a lot of mistakes, penalties, and things like that. And at one time, you guys were down by a big margin going into the fourth quarter. What did you say to your team?
I didn't have to say anything. Our senior leadership took over. That I think I was more worried than they were. I looked in their eyes and they were like, "We got this. We're good. We're good." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad you think we're good because I'm not so sure." But I can't say enough about our senior leadership. First time in school history they've beaten Trace 4 straight years.
Yeah,
It's first time in history, and you couldn't be prouder of that. Our offensive line played fantastic. Ethan Rogers-Wright played fantastic. Jamie McCain, Eli Lynch, Jerome Mack. Our defense with Leisure, Chase Luter, Collier Brown, Cassius Howland, those guys, it was just a complete team effort. And we talked, since they've been freshmen, we talked about us becoming an elite program, and they played elite tonight, in my opinion. I thought it would have been easy for them to say, you know what, we're done, but they didn't. There was no quit, no fight. I said, you guys are bunker guys. I want you in the bunker next to me.
Final question. We talked a great deal at the start of the conversation about how great, well, not great maybe, but much better defensively you guys have been this season. We saw it in different spurts, but you got to be honest, Miami Trace still has so many different tools. They were able to move the ball on you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have athletes. We knew that going in. And when we knew Mayor's he's a good player.
Yeah.
Mayor's a good player. 9, we had trouble covering him. I mean, they have some good guys. And, we made plays when we need to do, and we walk out with a W, and we couldn't be happier.
We'll let you try to go home and get a little sleep. We'll see you in the morning at McDonald's at 8:30.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it. Chuck Williamson, the head football coach of the Washington Courthouse Blue Lions. We'll see you in the morning, Chuck. We'll be talking with Coach Jerry Williams here in just a few minutes from Miami Trace.
Jerry West.
I keep calling him Jerry West. I don't know why I keep doing that.
That would have been that's an impressive get.
Yes, Jerry Williams.
Courthouse.
Yes. Again, before he heads this way, again we mentioned the fact that we talked about that senior leadership, and that's one of the things. A lot of these seniors now had 4 years under Coach Williamson. And Coach Williams will be able to say, I think, the same thing, too. Next year, he's going to have a lot of these kids that played under him 4 years, and you can see it with the way the win totals have continued to climb. So hopefully, again, I know this senior class, they've kind of laid the foundation of, having to dig the basement. They put the floor in. Now they got the walls up. Now you got to put the ceiling on, okay? And that's what they'll probably be looking forward to next year.
Well, and if you look at the presentation of senior night earlier today, you really didn't see all that many football jerseys.
No.
Which is always a good sign for the next year.
Absolutely. Well, we look down on the field. We see some of the young men.
Looks like that's some of the senior contingent.
Yep, kind of knowing that this is their last time on this field. And it's really nice that they've had a chance to at least get to play their senior year at this facility. That'll be something that they can take with them at this time. So Coach Williams, I think, is just getting close to wrapping up his interview. We definitely want to get a few words from him, and then we'll wrap this up. But, again, it was an unbelievable game, to say the least. If you folks stayed with us the entire evening, it just went back and forth. And, that fourth period was that's one that you're going to look back on the books here and see what happens, I guess, right?
That'll be an impressive recap video you have to end up doing.
Okay. Let's get Coach Williams real quick, and then we'll let him go. So I know that he wants to get down there and, I'm sure, talk to his team. And Coach Jerry Williams joined us now here on the postgame show. Coach, is one of those games that went back and forth. I guess as a fan that just wanted to see some good football, he saw it tonight. Unfortunately, you guys were not able to get that last drive, maybe enough time, and was able to come up with a win.
It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that anybody had to lose that game, and I do have to give Courthouse credit for their comeback and everything that they certainly did. We got down and got injured and really was digging deep into our tailbacks and trying to do. And Carpenter was playing linebacker and tailback for us tonight, and he's our third tailback. And 1 and 2 went down, and 4 was out. And so we were stuck with Carp, and not that you get stuck with Carp. He's a very good linebacker or a good tailback. It's just we were just wearing him down. And being number 3 and starting linebacker, you only get so many reps during the week, so you're limited. Right. You're limited in what you can do. Right. But Mayer stepped up, and when LeBeau went down, Mayer stepped up and kept us in the game and gave us a shot there at the end. And like I said, it's just unfortunate for these guys that have fought so hard all year long and go out here and give it 110% tonight that they have to lose this game. But I hope our younger guys that were in the game and watching these guys and understand what they put into it to get to this point, that they will do that much more for the program next year.
I'll say, Jerry, all the people really have to do is look at your record: 1, 2, and now 5 wins. Definitely Miami Trace football is on its way back to the way. You just, hopefully get some more bodies to give you a little bit more depth next year.
Well, that certainly is. I mean, there's a lot of good players, that's coming up without a doubt. And the biggest thing is to retain players. It's if these days are a little bit different because kids don't want to put all the work in the off season if they don't see themselves in a role that that they've envisioned themselves.
Right.
And that's the struggle. And the struggle there is, you're 1 win the first season, 2 win the second season, 5 wins this, which this took us, this certainly helped us climb that ladder a little bit, and that was our mantra this year, the climb. And you got to get kids out here that get excited, that willing to put in the work and put all that time in the weight room and take away from their free time, to come out here and make this a success. And this group, this senior group, they did that. They really did. And we need to get those numbers up to where we're at 15 to 18 to 20 seniors, and we ended up with 12 this year, and we're working on that. We're working on that, and it takes time to change the culture.
Like I say, I look at your lineup, I look at Washington Courthouse, some of the key players. You guys, both programs have got a lot of key underclassmen coming back for the next couple of years as far as positions.
I'm real pleased with. I got to start with Luke Henry. I mean, Luke Henry is he's a rock in the middle as a linebacker, and he started for me as a freshman, and he's going to be a great leader for us coming back. We got to get LeBeau healthy, and we get LeBeau healthy and get him he needs to gain 10, 15 more pounds, and he's just going to be a beast out there. He's already a beast now, and Gilmore is just he's such a threat. And anytime he touches the ball or going deep, so we certainly got things to build on, and we got some great guys. The bookends of the tackles. We got a young sophomore tackle, Dylan Alltop, that does a great job for us. He started as a sophomore from game 1. I mean, he's going to be a phenomenal player for us. And Luke Anders, who's played both ways for us at offensive tackle and defensive tackle. I mean, he just goes out there and is a warrior each and every day. So I'm excited about what we got coming back. We got to fill in some holes, and we'll see where we get to next year. But they just got to live in that weight room and continue to do this and continue to buy in and improve upon that 5-win season.
All right. Well, it's been fun to watch the team. We wish you the best of luck during the off season. Hopefully we'll have some more games for you next year, and we'll get a chance to talk to you again about some more W's. Okay?
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. Jerry Williams, the head football coach of the Miami Trace Panthers, joined us here on our post-game program. And with that, we're going to wrap it up as we appreciate everyone joining us for this broadcast. Again, a lot of states sitting in a notice to recognize that they have, of course, once again, been listening in. Reminder, John Ferris Insurance is a nationwide insurance agent, and his agency office located at 329 East Court Street in Washington Courthouse. Open daily 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., closed Thursday afternoons and weekends. Or you can call for an appointment. Contact John Ferris Insurance Agency at 740-335-9440. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the fall sports season. We'll be back in just a couple weeks, the Friday right after Thanksgiving. Boys basketball, Miami Trace, the following night, Courthouse boys basketball. Again, we'll announce the official broadcast schedule in about a week and a half. We're working out 1 or 2 final dates on some of the other sports that we're trying to get covered. So Dennis will be joining us for a lot of those broadcasts as well. And our thanks to the Wool Evers for keeping things going on the production side. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors, not only the ones that have been with us all fall season, but also to Doug Marine and also Courthouse Manor and John Ferris Insurance for joining us tonight as well. And also thanks to Kirk's Furniture in New Holland for sponsoring our halftime show. So, again, final score tonight, Washington Courthouse 40, Miami Trace 33. For Dennis Allen, I'm Brady Young. Good night, everyone, and drive safe.